belated Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, all that. I hope Santa was kind to you guys. We're going to roll into New Year the only way we know how. The House That Happens style. Hello, and welcome back to The House That Happens, sponsored by Shoey's Bar and Grill. The only place to be in suburban Etobicoke, voted 4 times the best dive bar in all the GTA. It's number 1 in our hearts. It's the Phoenix rising from the ashes. Hi, I'm Andrew Milani.
Hi, my name is Cruz. How you doing? You know what I said a lot this year? Was I wrong? I said Merry Christmas or celebrate whatever pagan ritual you like the best.
I imagine that didn't go over great with some people.
I only did it a couple times because someone looked at me gnarly. I was kind of being humorous about it, but some people they take God more seriously than I do at times. So I didn't mean to insult anybody. I was just, a couple of my buddies thought it was hilarious.
Sure.
They thought it was hilarious. Some people did not think it was so funny. You know what I mean? But anyways, we hope everybody had a great Christmas, was on away for the New Year's. I just want to ask you really quickly, do you think Canada had a good Christmas?
As a country?
As a country.
I mean, I'm here. You're here.
I'm glad you're here, bro. I mean, if you look at it from that perspective, we still live in a great country. We still have what do you mean, a great attitude about us. And most importantly of all, the juniors are 2-0.
That's it.
There you go. Any shout-outs?
Well, I just want to say, first of all, please give us a like. Please comment and please subscribe. It really helps us out. On to shout-outs. First, we'll get to the World Juniors in a sec, but Brooks Koepka leaving the Live Tour.
Oh, the things of the year.
Yeah.
That was going to be in one of my reviews. He's the first. But
First of many?
First of more than 3.
Yeah.
You know what they are? You know what the word around the campfire is? They got to spend so much time in the Middle East that they're not enjoying it. Like, you know what? That's a completely, like, they set up compounds there. So you're like, okay, you can do everything you want in America, but you're still in a compound. Or however it is, I don't know. A lot of people have told me about it. But I do believe that Brooks Koepka is one of many. And how much is he going to have to pay to get back on the PGA Tour?
Ooh.
Because he hasn't been accepted yet. He just said he's leaving the Live Tour. What does that mean?
I don't know. It's going to be very interesting because the PGA isn't exactly going to welcome him back with open arms.
Oh, the player is going to look over and said, you took the money, now you're coming back, F you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it should be interesting. And you know what, though? I'm glad to see Brooks Koepka coming back. Great golfer. Will be better for the tour.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Besides World Juniors, I mean, I just really have one more besides that. So.
Okay, is that okay? So then I'll just go on. First of all, I want to say happy birthday to Chris Dubs Waters, the brother from another mother to my son Zach. What can we say about Dubs and his 2 beautiful girls and Michelle? I hope I know you got to shout out to Michelle because guess what? She's got to put up with Dubs. Okay, if you want to put it that way, she's got to put up with Dubs. But anyways, buddy, I hope you had a very Merry Christmas. He's like a Boxing Day kind of baby guy. But I want to shout out to Dubs. Definitely to have a happy birthday, since he's like pretty well a son to me by this point in time. I've only known him since he's 5. Only known him since he's 5. He just turned 41.
I guess I got some birthday shout outs too. Happy birthday, my dear cousin Chris, my dear friend Christian, both Christmas babies.
Wow.
Terry, who's a Boxing Day baby, and then Jason, who was born on Christmas Eve.
Just like my sister, Maria. I should shout out, too, to my sister who had a birthday on Christmas Eve herself. I think she turned 29 again. I'm not really sure, but I think she turned 29 again. I'd like to also have a big shout out. I don't know if you know who this guy is, but his name is Marshall Dane. He's a singer-songwriter. He's kind of a country rock guy. He was rocking docs for years. I seen him 20 years ago for the first time. But every year, he takes the time to get a bag load of meals together, and he drives around and finds homeless people and feeds them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, he's done it for years. One year I'm going to say, hey, Marshall, can I help you out? But this is of your own volition. What do we do to make things better? We all say we want to try, we all want to do, but I don't know how many years that Marshall has done this, but huge shout out to Marshall Dane for doing that for the homeless people. But here's the real catch. If you've never seen Marshall Dane live, or you've never got one of his records, go out and do this, people. Fabulous entertainer. Yes.
Any more?
Yeah, I got one little shout out. I want to shout out to a very lovely lady who's very close to you.
Well, this is, I guess, a piggyback off one of mine where I was told over Christmas dinner that I'm too mean to you sometimes over the show, which I'm not gonna lie, has been on the back of my mind sometimes when I listen back to the show.
What?
I'm like,
what? Okay, Alexandra, you know what?
Like, I wish I could have said that a little bit differently.
I wish. Okay, no. Okay, Alexandra, first of all, that never entered my mind. We have over 180 shows. Do you know it's never entered my mind that your brother was mean to me ever? As a matter of fact, you know what? When we get loud down here and we're recording, my wife hears us sometimes and she goes, I love when Andrew tells you to shut the front door. So, just putting it this way, that thought never entered my mind in the whole time we've doing this. So, Alexandra, I can't wait to meet you. However, don't diss with the dichotomy of the house that happens. How does that happen?
Okay.
Merry Christmas. I hope you guys all had a good time. And I hope you and Radhika had a good time.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Good.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. Merry Christmas to her, too.
Yes, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you to you and Gail for the wonderful Christmas gift that I received. The Snoopy, it's a Snoopy t-shirt, Joe Cool with the Woodstock. So cool.
Got to have the both of them together.
Yeah.
Actually, it's very lucky because I was with my granddaughter, and it wasn't planned or I wasn't going to. It was one of those spontaneous things that was cool. Like my granddaughter, isn't that amazing though? I've been a Snoopy guy my whole life. Like, if you had told me my granddaughter would become a Snoopy freak, I'm going, that's great. But somehow she dragged me down to a section, Papa, look at all this. And I went, this got Melania all over it. Merry Christmas, buddy. Merry Christmas. Glad you liked it.
Anything else before we hit up a little World Junior roundup?
No, we're good. Let's get going.
Yeah, so Canada played their first couple games of the World Juniors over Boxing Day on the 27th. So they beat Czechia 7-5 in the opener on Boxing Day. And then they beat Latvia 2-1 in overtime.
You know what? You know what's really interesting?
That Latvia keeps tying it up late in the game against us.
Oh, I was going to throw something across the room. I said, how do we do that? And then,
again.
And the thing was, you text me and going about the quality of shots, but we won't go there right yet. But the bottom line is we almost got goalied.
That happens to us against Latvia a lot. The 2014 Olympics, last year at the World Juniors.
Yes. Okay,
this year at the World Juniors.
Let's take it one step further. You know what happens when they play? These teams like Latvia, Belarus, Denmark, they play not to lose. Kind of, what I mean?
I mean, that's kind of the way they have to play given their talent on their roster, right? And, like, not Latvia, like, they almost play, like, kind of like a North American style game if you really look at it. Just
they
like
hit everyone.
Just a very defensive brand.
Yes, but what they do is, you know what I've noticed? They start, like, even with the Czechs have always hit, but these guys hit a lot more. Mm-hmm. And I think what they're trying to do at times is they're trying to get Canada to react. You know what I mean? Because we've had penalty problems in the last two World Juniors, okay?
Well, at the end of that Czechia game, there was a guy taking the stupid penalty for slapping the guy in the ass.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's just, you know what? I don't mind some of that in the gamemanship before because a couple of these guys I did not know each other from the O. A couple of Czech guys playing
Sure,
the
but
O.
International refs call a much stricter game, so you don't want to mess around with that.
No, but at that time, I thought it was a good time. As a matter of fact, I always wish sometimes a junior guy would knock a guy out. He's going to get suspended because I find that some of the... What?
That's the issue. The guy's going to get suspended
that's,
in a short tournament.
The problem. But if you notice, and I even noticed it with the in the game, I think it was Denmark and Americans that played yesterday, or Sweden and the Swiss and that. These guys take shots at North American teams because they want to show their toughness, so to speak. And I really believe that the coaches in the dressing room are saying, okay, man, if we piss these guys off, they'll take some stupid penalties. So I'm glad that we're more disciplined about the situation. But, I mean, look at the way the game was played against the Czechs as the way against Latvia. Czechs came at us. We went at them. Latvia played defense. Switzerland played defense. So what was the score of the American game? 3-1, 2-1?
Yeah, it was a low-scoring game.
Same thing. Yeah. You know, they clogged the middle and hoped for chances, which is a shitty way to play hockey.
But, I mean, it's survival, right?
Exactly. I get it. That Latvia goalie, I don't know who he belongs to. I'm going to look it up. Especially in the third period, he was sensational. Mm-hmm. Like, he robbed guy after guy after guy, which should be interesting. We play Denmark tomorrow, correct?
I believe so.
Is there any players on the junior team that have jumped out at you?
Well, I mean, Gavin McKenna, obviously, is number one. There's that defenseman, number 4. I like him. He's a good, poised puck handler.
Yeah, he's drafted. I think he belongs to San Jose or St. Louis.
Okay.
He's on one of those teams. He got my attention, too. The guy that we should be happy to get here on the team, and I really believe he's there because of the injury, is because he started the season in Calgary, is that Zane Parith or whether.
Oh yeah.
I think that this is his conditioning stint before he goes back to Calgary.
Same with Michael Misa.
And same with Michael
Misa.
Misa. Yeah, because they got injured and say, okay, you know what, go play junior. This is because we are so happy to have him because especially against the Czechs at the end, he was controlling the puck an awful lot. And I thought he played really good for Calgary up until I think if he never got injured, he probably wouldn't have went back to Team Canada.
Maybe.
The other guy that's got my attention is that Bedouin guy, Cole Bedouin, I think his name is. He's got my attention. But the guy that's going to be the spark plug on our team, and glad that genetics are amazing, is Jerome McGinley's son.
Oh, TJ Ginla.
He's jumping out. Like
Man, that guy flies around the ice.
Oh, he's his father's son. You know what I mean? Like the way he plays hockey, I'm very glad I forgot he was even on the team. You're not paying attention. You see the games. But you know when you watch a hockey game and a guy comes off the screen? And you go, this kid's giving her. He's got a career to come. I don't know if he's as good as his dad, but he'll be a tenacious hockey player to have in your team.
Yeah, and we won't mention anything about our goalie's father being involved in an embezzlement lawsuit, but
I didn't hear anything about that. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Which just tells you the politics of hockey. I don't know what down there, but yeah, that's kind of interesting. But anyways, we're back at Denmark tomorrow, which should be very interesting. Let's keep going. Go Canada.
I want to ask you, why do you think there's not as many Canadian fans there? I think it's a big reason is Canadians not wanting to travel to the States. Is that what you think?
You know what? That's an interesting prospect because that keeps coming up on the broadcasts. Do you hear the announcers are going? We haven't seen the least amount of Canadian fans, and it is in Minnesota. So the border crossing to Minnesota is what, a couple hours?
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you're coming from Winnipeg
places and all those places around that don't get that type of hockey. Politics of the world affects everything at some times, and I do believe that has a certain amount of play in the game. Mm-hmm. Now that you brought it up, it certainly has something to do with that. But it doesn't matter. We still got
the economy too.
The economy, yeah, the whole 9 yards. But you know what? The thing is that what we have to go against, if we play against Satan, the Americans are cheering for Satan.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, doesn't matter what we do. Those people are out there like...
Well, I mean, that goes for us in the States, too. If they're playing Satan, we're cheering for Satan.
There you go. So that's just... That's the nature of competition, especially in junior hockey. But I think we're going to do fine. I think so, too. We got to be worried. We beat the Czechs, which is good. Actually, we had two monkeys on our back. Seems to be the Czechs and Latvia. Mm-hmm. So at least we've got, knock wood, the ability to get by them. I don't think as a lot of people are trying to preordain the Canada-US thing. Don't count out the Swedes.
I mean, Sweden has a history of choking in the knockout round in this tournament, though. So far, they've been one of the better. Because we were banging against the Czechs, they've looked like one of the better skating teams. It always looks that way in the group stage. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Okay, because in the last 15 plus years, they've only lost one group stage game, but they only have one gold medal to show for it in that time. Sorry, Sweden. Yeah, sorry, Sweden. Love your blonde hair. Get out of here. Anything else before we get to our year in review? No, just keep watching the games. It's on. The thing about it too is when you're watching it, I went over to the box to see what they were doing on the American channels. Trust me, people, we should be this is going for NHL and juniors. Be very happy about every Canadian broadcast that you hear that you complain about. Stop it right now, because if we had the alternative, oh my God. I guess it's just we're born and bred with hockey. Yeah. But when you hear some of these other broadcasts and some of the people and some of the things they say, you go, oh, come on, really? I think I may know what you're talking about, unfortunately. Thank you. But we don't want to name names. No, of course not. Mm-hmm. But. So we could just get to our year in review, I guess? Yes, let's go for it. All right, so where do you want to lead off with this? So we do this every year, our own little take on year in review shows, but with a little bit of a mean streak, I guess, to reflect our show. Well, I think the way to start it off is let's go with the positive. So first of all, we just start off with, I'm going to say my man of the year in pro sports. I had Scotty Scheffler as my runner-up because I thought Scotty had a great year and all. And it's not because he's Canadian, but we got to give Shea Gildress Alexander. He's my man of the year. He's my man of the year, too. He's man of the year. He went to the finals, and he won everything. And the Thunder are picking up right where they left off, basically.
Wait till we get to the basketball point. We got a little discussion about that.
Well, they can't beat the Spurs, but besides that.
We'll get around it. But in any event, my man of the year is definitely Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. My woman of the year, I scoured the earth to try to figure out what woman is the best. Now, there's people who have said to me, what about Lindsey Vonn? She's going to make the Olympic team. She just came diving back late, won a thing, she may qualify. That's great. But I really had to go with A'ja Wilson, also a basketball player, for her accomplishments, not just because she hasn't been recognized as player a woman of the year all the time, but what she has done this year. She has now won everything possible in the WNBA, setting records and winning the championship.
Yeah, she's been unreal.
Unreal. So my woman of the year is definitely A'ja Wilson.
There, I thought about Summer McIntosh as well, because she's had a great year in the swimming scene. But A'ja Wilson, especially like the amount that we talked about her on the show, the WNBA season, it was hard to say no to her.
Well, the thing about our swimmer is she got a little tainted at the end.
No, you're thinking of Alexiak.
Oh, right. Okay, good. Yeah, who's the one you said? What's her name again?
Summer McIntosh.
Summer McIntosh, yeah. She could have been there too. Yeah, you got a point, but she'll be, because this is 2025.
Yeah.
So some of her accolades weren't on the TV every day.
On a non-Olympic year.
Yeah, non-Olympic year, but definitely she's a great candidate.
You want to just go right to, I guess we'll keep it positive for now. So, surprises of the year. So this is like a pleasant surprise. So obviously the Toronto Blue Jays are probably our lead.
Number one.
Yeah.
Number one.
I got the New England Patriots, the Chicago Bears.
I thought Chicago Bears were too, but when you go back to it, when you think about the whole year when it started, OKC has to be one of the surprises of the year because nobody expected them to win it all.
But like coming into the calendar year 2025, they're already top of the standings, right?
Established.
So I'm just kind of thinking of it. So I've got the Detroit Pistons from that.
Oh angle. yes. I got Pistons on my list too.
And I got your Montreal Canadiens.
Oh, you took the words out of my mouth. They have to be one of the surprises of the year because just think about this, Leaf fans. We were further behind the 8 ball this time last year than you are right now.
Yes.
So you got to be able to say, hey, yeah, the Habs have done good, and so far so good, but we still got a long way to go.
But the Blue Jays, they're the real headline here, because especially coming into the season, you were a little bit optimistic about them. Me and Kevin Pick were not.
Yes,
we're very much on the opposite side of that. I think I had them in 4th place in the division, kind of just out of spite, like, okay, fine, I'm not going to have them last just because,
Okay, when they were 16-20, I went back and checked that show. I was the only anybody that's 1,000 miles from the Sky Dome, I was the only one that said something positive at the Blue Jays at 16-20.
But it was hard to see because it was a way different roster. Like, there's like Will Wagner and, oh my God, who was the other like utility guy that we ended up shipping at the deadline?
I forget.
The outfielder.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then we ended up
everyone thought like, oh man, this kid's going to crush it. This kid's going to crush it. And then Barger swooped in at the end of the day.
Who was one of my calls. And but the thing was, we got rid of them when we brought back Falalfa. How do you say his name again?
Kinder Falefa.
Back, which is told us that maybe they gave him more money in wherever he was, Boston or whatever. But the fact that he came back, he told you that we got a little confused. We thought this new kid would have been better. No, Falalfa was better to get back. And don't blame him for not taking that bigger lead at third base. If I hear that one more time, circumstances, people are, there's real life nuances in sports. That was like, it would have been different. It was game 54. It just, we got tricked by circumstances, but we can't say enough about what a great season that the Toronto Blue Jays have.
Yeah, it was truly a gift. And hopefully it's going to be an even better 2026.
Of course.
Any other pleasant surprises you want to bring up?
I'm trying to think of, is Macklin Celebrini considered a surprise? We'll get to that when we talk Olympics. Pick. Yeah, but look at how far he advanced.
Yeah.
Why couldn't we have the number 1 pick that year? Damn. Anyways, continue.
You want any more positive ones you got? Or you want to go right to the fun ones?
No, let's just get at it.
Okay, so you flopped hard. So there's a number of teams I have that flopped. Number 1, Ferrari.
Oh, God.
Falling to 4th place in the Constructors is an
I forgot to put them up, and that's your boys. That's one of the flops of the year. Top 5 flop of the year, especially when they're considering at the beginning of the season.
And, I mean, even at the end of the year, they, like, with 6 races or so left to go. They still had a chance to get second, and they just like fell
off the
further
cliff.
and further
Fell
and
off
further
the
every
cliff.
race. It was embarrassing.
I expect a big bounce back from them next year, though.
Depending on the engine situation, McLaren and Red Bull might have a big step ahead of them, though, so we'll see.
We'll have to wait and see.
I got the Washington Commanders, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Baltimore Ravens, New York Rangers, Texas Rangers, the New York Mets, Atlanta Braves, Baltimore Orioles, New Orleans Pelicans, the Predators, and the Dolphins as well.
You don't have the Kansas City Chiefs in there?
Oh, fuck, yeah, that's true.
That's
if you combine them losing the way they lost in the Super Bowl with this season, then yeah.
Yeah, they're one of the flops of the year. Who am I thinking about in the NHL that flop? Oh, you got the Rangers on that list.
I got the
Rangers on that list.
I got the Rangers in Nashville.
I also think that we should put in there the LA Clippers.
Ooh.
They're one of the flops of the year, and look at their record now. Won 6 games so far, but they're definitely one of the, I would call, flops of the year, so to speak. There was one other team I had in mind. Let me give me a second here. It was a basketball team. Indiana Pacers going from the...
It's hard to call them a flop, though, when they went to the finals in 2025.
But the fact is, when they started the season, now you dropped it there. They're going to be a lottery pick team in one season. That tells you the significance of 2 players that got injured, especially when one is Halliburton, who was like first, second team All NBA. But yeah, we kept breaking through the coals. We could probably find a bunch more, but that list you had is amazing.
Indiana looks like if they get a top pick, they're going to be a bounce back candidate for next year.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. You know what I mean? Just like I'm going to say now, I think the bounce back team next year in the NFL, when you ever hear about it, it's going to be the New York Giants.
Well, it depends who the coach is.
Is it going to be Mike McCarthy?
I don't know if that would inspire much confidence.
Well, he's very good with quarterbacks, and they have a young quarterback. I seen him on the McAfee show. He's great on there. Once a week he comes on as a guest, and they just gave it to him when you coaching, signing the contract. Because he'll bring something up about shit, and he goes, hey, that's what they do. And they keep going, that's what the Giants need. That's what the Giants need. So that's a long way down.
Yeah, I don't know. But with him, the way how things ended in Green Bay and then later in Dallas, I don't know.
Exactly.
I'd be skeptical, especially if I was a Giants fan.
Well, I look at it this way. The way that he talks about it, he's very comfortable with his life.
Mm-hmm.
So does he want to get back in the rat race? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Dumbass of the year.
Oh, number one. You know number one is, can I say it and I hate to admit it? Sherrell Moore, the coach of the University of Michigan.
Ooh.
Number one, dumbass of the year by far. Okay, I'm going to let you put yours in there, but that's right up there with the dumbass. Who could be anything? First of all, let's talk about the money he lost, which is about $18 million. The indiscretion that he pulled with a family, and you're running one of the top 5 college football programs in the country? Come on.
And that one came right up at the end of the year, too, basically.
He went to the front of the line, okay? He went to the front of the line.
I have Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz. Terry Rozier is my number one dumbasses of the year. I'll relate to gambling nonsense.
Those guys should be right up there, 100%. Did you put Chauncey Billups in there, too, because he was the coach and he got
I can put him there, yeah.
Yeah, he was on my list, too. I thought that that was one of the flops of the year. I would like to say it's not really sports-related, and you can't relate it to technically in sports because the fact of all the money that he made, but finally get to see Jake Paul getting smashed was I'm good to see that because as much as he brought to the face of boxing to get the attention back there, it was all fraudulent.
Oh, sure.
It was all fraudulent. So he's one of my get rid of him guys.
And him and Andrew Tate both got lost on the same night. The internet had a great time that night.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Andrew Tate lost in the...
He had an MMA thing.
And an MMA, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, people, two of the most liked people in the world.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I also have Nico Harrison, but I could just easily put the entire Dallas Mavericks management and ownership in this spot as well.
I had him on
the whole Luka Doncic situation.
It's on my other page. I'm glad you brought him up because last time I checked, he doesn't have a job now, does he?
No, he does not.
He does not have a job. And what's the reason why he doesn't have a job? Because you were one of the dumbasses of the year. You know what? We're not going to know. I might not be alive, but it's going to come out down the road how this deal went down. Because it still looks a little sketchy.
I mean,
Dallas ended up with the number one, and they got flagged. So that's, I don't know. It's just weird.
It looks like word came from ownership to ship Luka out of town, right?
Yeah, but ownership's backing off now. One of the guys that said, oh, and now that Mark Cuban's back in the door, because he wasn't allowed in.
Right.
They said that the consultation thing was not maybe done properly. Too late now.
Yep.
Too late now. 100%.
Villain of the year.
I'm going to start to believe that it's, Bryson DeChambeau.
Ooh, interesting.
Okay, first of all, I heard he's an idiot on the Live Tour. Number two, when he came to, when you see him in the Ryder Cup, he acted like he was the individual player. Like, he didn't play the team game. And I think he's a bit of a con because he's got that YouTube channel where he does all that cool stuff and he's friendly and he's fan friendly and he loves everybody and look at all my tricks and have you met my dog? And then when he gets in between the ropes, he's a complete idiot. Like, I'm sorry to hear that because I thought he was better than that and he's really not. But he ranks as one of my schmucks of the year. Is that how I could put it? He's right up there. And I should have put, like, I hate to say it, like Jake Paul should go into that category too, when you think about it, for all this bullshit that he brought to the table.
I have gambling just straight up as a villain of the year. Just how it's just everywhere and
that's number one. That's number one. I'm so glad you brought that up because
how are athletes still allowed to endorse these sites? It's nonsense.
It's done. It's done. I think at the end of this year.
Are you sure?
Yeah, in Canada. Okay. I think it's
Good.
Pretty sure that it's done. There'll be no more. Because now you notice you're seeing there's more like Barry Sanders showing up, Gretzky showing up.
Old guys
all suddenly showing who as a baseball player was in there I seen the other day. But all of a sudden they've shifted to people that are retired. I think the number one biggest, I'm glad you have golfing, you brought up the gambling thing is these in-game bets on props and player props. They should just get rid of that shit because that's
too late.
It is too
Pandora's
late.
Box has been opened.
Wide open, but I'm really glad you brought up gambling because that's one of the worst things of the year.
I got McLaren F1, or just, more specifically, Zach Brown.
Okay, we got to. I knew he was going to make the list. I'll let you bring it in there for sure. I've never seen it, like we've discussed it so many times on the show. We've never seen a team that's so good win a championship and be so stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like...
Driver management, team management, just I can't count how many times you're just watching F1 and then you're just scratching your head going like, huh?
How did you do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Why did you do that?
Pitting the drivers against each other.
Yeah.
We were this close to both drivers being unhappy at the end of the day, but Lando finished happy. Oscar's probably still got a nice big chip on his shoulder.
Oh, yeah, 100%. There's no doubt about it.
And the drivers are partially to blame as well, but the team wasn't exactly giving them any favors.
And, it kind of took away from the old Zach Brown, who was having brown liquor with his buddy Kopitar. Because before, he always had that aggressive, we gotta, and all that. And all of a sudden, he flipped a coin. So that means there's something phony here.
What do you mean he flipped the coin?
Okay, remember when they were like always chasing Red Bull, like the year before?
Sure.
And they were chasing him? He would come on and say, oh, my team's going to do this, and they're doing that, and we're going to come on, and we're going to, like the rah-rah, and when they did one and all that. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, when he had his team not doing so well, suddenly he became the moderator. Oh, everything's wonderful. Things are great, don't you? Well, what? Zach, we just watched the thing. Both your drivers, remember the one race, they almost took each other out? You know what I mean?
I'm a little bit surprised that never happened. That's big kudos to Lando and Oscar for keeping it on the track and keeping it clean. Because
there was a couple of times, man.
We could have had some Lewis Hamilton, Nico Rosberg, Ayrton Senna, Alan Prost situations there.
There you go. But he's one of the Zach Brown. You were fun while you lasted, but we'll see next year. You see where it's going to go when they've got the lead. One of my other ones is I want to bring up is reffing in the NFL.
Ooh.
Huh?
Yep.
Okay. I hate to do this. We'll get on our football show and we're talking about it. There's been some insanely egregious calls this year that they just got to stop, okay? Like, did you see that pass interference call just yesterday late in the San Diego-Houston game?
San Diego?
I mean, LA Chargers.
LA Chargers.
Okay. Wow, I wonder when to stop doing that. In any event, the ball went this way. The guy bumped into the guy this way. They would have got the ball back, and they had the chance to do it, and the ref threw the flag. Now, The announcers on TV are trying to be cool about it, except for Troy Aikman. I'm glad Aikman is like, come on, you guys are idiots. Okay.
Oh, there's a bad call on Monday Night Football that he just let the refs have.
I don't know why he gets away with it, because Chris Collingworth handles it with kid gloves. He'll say it's a mistake, but handles it with kid gloves. I like Aikman's position on, hey, that's wrong. That's wrong. You know the best thing I heard all week?
Maybe that's just their personalities.
No, I think that Aikman grew into it because he's so good that they're let him saying what he wants, and he's with Buck. Come on. You know what I mean? But
they're giving him the money, too. He's got carte blanche.
Okay, so one of the things that I heard, though, was the biggest one is roughing the passer. That's really screwed up so many games. So
yeah.
The greatest,
that pass interference are the big two.
Pass interference. Yeah. But then there's always something about pass interference. You take two angles. I heard the greatest thing this week, and I was never a fan of his, and I'll bring it up again. If you ever get to hear J.J. Watt, who's becoming good in color, just talk about football, this guy's like the Harvard, the PhD of talking about what goes on in the football field. In any event, what he said was this: I want to be in charge of all roughing the passer calls. He goes, in my booth, I want a little monitor. They send it to me from New York. Give me two angles, and I will tell you whether or not. I'm a man that's going to be first ballot Hall of Fame, twice Defensive Player of the Year. He said, let me decide what is.
You know what it should be? Him and like a quarterback of like that,
that would even be better. Yeah, okay, we'll bring it like maybe a Brady and him or a Breeze and him would do it, because I thought that would be a good balance. But he was explaining why, because he says, you know, sometimes we do want to crush the quarterback. And if a guy's in a bad mood and you do some shit, he goes, I want those flags. When you pancake a guy, but he goes, when you do a wraparound on a guy and he goes flying and you're trying to take your hands away or you're landing on the guy, what are you supposed to do? Physics can't stop you. And sometimes he said some of these calls, that's a 15-yarder, bro.
Yeah. An automatic first down.
At an automatic first down. You know how many complexions of the game that has changed at certain times this year is unbelievable. As a matter of fact, they brought up about 8 incidences. We don't have time about that, where it actually affected the outcome of games. And not only that, games where it had playoff implications, and some of those teams went forward and some of them went back. So NFL refereeing, the contract's up, send them to school, go on strike, just straighten us out. You know what I mean?
My last villain is, well, I had Sam Bennett, but it's more so the Florida Panthers and Tampa Bay Lightning and how this goonish hockey is just ruining everything. Like when they flashed that Tampa Bay Florida game last night, like the highlights from there, I fucking cringed. I hate this about hockey. Like it's just like, even like with the Brady Tkachuk last night against the Leafs, you're like, do they accidentally bump into the goalie and then like, oh, I didn't do nothing? No, you're a fucking bitch. You're a fucking coward.
Okay, at the end
that's what I hate about hockey, man. That like you get away with this shit.
Okay, did you see at the end of the last night when he cross-checked Stetcher? Stetcher didn't see who it was, but he just turned around and got mad. The game's over. So I just think both Tkachuks, as far as I'm concerned, are like, they'll say because of the Four Nation Cup. I'm saying, well, they said, let's go, let's do this, let's do that. I'm going, no, man, that's like WWE. That's pre-staged. Let's see if we can get them off their game and doing shit like that. That's not what the game's supposed to be all about. You know what I mean? And when they do that, what it is, it just heightens the lowest common denominator fans, especially in America.
Yeah.
We're going to watch hockey and see some fights. Dumb.
And that's why the league lets them get away with it, because it's good for business, right? It's going to like get the ratings up on ESPN and TNT.
Well, I'm going to look at it this way, okay? I don't want to take fighting out of hockey ever, and which may sound hypocritical, but it put it into this respect. Did you see that Danish kid hit that Czech kid yesterday? He nearly took his head clean off. The guy's skates are above his head. Dirty middle of the ice. Okay, he did a little bit dipsy doodle. He could have hit him. Clean shot to the guy's head. Now, that guy went there. They couldn't even figure out, was it 2 minute or a 5 minute? Well, I thought he should have been freaking game misconduct. In the NHL, that would have been
hit to the head, isn't that like automatic 5 in a game in IHF?
No, because they didn't rule it that. They didn't because they said it was weird. I don't know how they judged it, but we'll check it out. But in any event, if that happened in the NHL, or, they can't play in junior hockey anymore, can they? No, just in Ontario, or is it Quebec League? I think it's just Quebec League.
Yeah, but that's going to be coming to Ontario in the Western League.
Western Hockey League, I heard, said, I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, they're because you know what? When idiots do shit like that, you have to answer that on, like, I'm like everyone says, oh, Cruz, it's Neanderthal frontier justice. Okay, Milana, you and I are playing on the same line, and some schmuck I don't know comes up behind you and drills you in the back of the head, and your face goes into the boards, and I'm here from those TVs away from that guy. What do you think I'm going to do if I'm a good teammate? I'm going at that guy, even if it causes me grief, because what that's got to tell you is you can't do that, guy.
Okay, but it doesn't. But that's nonsense, though, because that's just going to happen again. That's how fighting works. It's cyclical.
Agreed, but
I don't know. I just
sometimes guys try to get away with it, and
that's the problem.
So then
again, it's my argument that it always goes to. It should be on the referees. They should be
then
called
call it in the first
game.
minute. Then call every penalty for the first 10 minutes of the game. You got to send them there. I agree with that. Okay, so look at that nonsense that went on with Edmonton and Calgary the other night. Another 156-minute penalty.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Okay, so what happens last night in the pregame? Calgary guys decide to skate over the line just to see what reaction they're going to get. That guy should have been right there. That's a $1,000 fine just for doing that, because what you're doing is you're inciting.
Yeah.
So someone on already, because the first thing someone gave a run at that guy as soon as they could during the game. So what it is it's not even real game and shit. It's bullshit is what it is. So in my opinion, like, if you like, okay, especially like, I seen on the Pittsburgh game, someone almost took off Robertson's head, but by the time they turned around to help him, I think you've seen the play, not took his head up, but it was a dirty shot at Robertson. It was behind the play. No penalty was called. A bunch of guys turned back and look. In that incident, because you didn't do it immediately, or you're going to do it later, that's what the call is. I want the reaction to be right here, right now. I don't want to go, well, wait till the third period and we're up by 3 goals. Then that makes us just as bad as the guy that did the original bullshit.
Well, I'm just going to say, too, like, whenever there's a scrum in a fight, like, first of all, whenever there's a scrum, whoever they give the penalties to always seems to just be random. It's like, why, like, what? Like, last night, the Ottawa-Toronto one, it was like Ekman Larson. I forgot what guy in Ottawa they gave the penalty to. I'm like, what'd they do? They didn't
he pulled the guy away, and they chirped.
And they're the ones that get the penalty? Come on.
Exactly. And here's the thing that drives me crazy, too, is like, if you watch the end of the game, and I still got it on PVR, I wish I could run it up and you watch it. That Kachuk guy was an idiot at the end of the game. You lost. It's over. So you got to take a cheap shot at a guy because you lost? Like, we'll see you next time. Well, no, wait. Go skate your dressing room. Next time if something comes up, I'll deal with it.
Yeah, we'll see you in the playoffs when we beat you again. How about that,
but when you give that cheap shot like that, no.
No, he's a loser.
I agree.
No, and like, and even just from an entertainment angle, these scrums and fights fucking suck.
I agree.
It just slows the game down, and they're not fun to watch. Like, fights are just like guys like trying to keep balance half the time. Like, it's not even about like getting in good shots. Like, the era of like the Golden Enforcers, that's long gone.
Okay,
that's long gone. Like, who was the last like guy who you're like, man, he was fun to watch him fight? Like Milan Lucic or something? I don't know.
I never had the opinion I was glad to see anybody fight. I'm really not a fighting guy. I'm a frontier justice guy, but I'm not like fighting for fighting's sakes. It was a little bit of an embarrassment the other night, the Habs-Bruins game. Did you see how that started? Okay.
Bruins, come on.
Okay, we knew it's a rivalry and shit like that, and we knew Josh Anderson had beef with the guy, and the guy called out Josh Anderson, and Josh answered the call. I get it. Okay, because that was it. And that was the first 2 minutes of the game.
Sure.
Okay, so I think the coaches, they're to blame sometimes too, because they see these guys chirping, so they put them on the ice to start the game. What are you doing? Well, we got this stick of dynamite. Do you have a match? Just throw it from the bench. You know what's going to happen. But you know what was worse then, right?
What's that?
Aberjacki and Zadorov had to freaking put up the bell.
By the way,
light.
My brother-in-law started calling him Aberjacki because of you.
Okay, yeah. In any event, they had to go and take off the gloves and do the big circle, and the crowd in Boston's going nuts, and I go, I hate that shit, and that's my boy. But you know what I mean? Like, it's so staged. Why you got to do that? You know, meanwhile, this is what your opinion
That's
is.
why I bring back the instigator penalty.
That's a tough one, though. That's a tough one. But do you see the crowd in Boston?
Yeah,
like,
they
okay,
eat that shit up.
and then as soon as Zadorov and Aberjacki looked at each other and skated around and threw off their gloves, I think someone took off their capes. I heard their freaking entrance songs as they were getting to center ice, and away they went. And
Where's some entrance music?
I don't know what it was. Back in Black, and let's go. Here we are. And I just said, okay, I agree, because Zadorov needs a punch in the head every game. As far as I'm concerned, he's dirty.
Yeah, he is.
He's just straight up dirty. So in some respects, they said, well, you know what? Aberjackie was just saying, let's take care of this guy now so we don't have to deal with him for the rest of the game. No, let him come in the flow of the game. If the guy doesn't do anything that game, I'm good. But if you do something stupid, knock him out. But this, come on. It was so WWE, and I'm going, oh, yeah, that's my Hobbs. I better don't say too much about this one because what are you saying, Cruz? But I'm with you. I'm with you that this fighting and bullshit's got is stupidity of the year.
Ready to go to the worst of the year?
Go ahead. Let's start.
So I'm going to lead off with one that's kind of been a punching bag ever since the summer. It was the most anticipated movie of this 2025 summer season, and it was also the biggest letdown for, oh boy, any racing fan or sports fan. The F1, the movie starring Brad Pitt. Oh boy, what a colossal piece of shit. What a horrible, horrible, disgraceful movie, if you know anything about F1. Not entertaining, not fun, just too long.
Okay, so
melodramatic.
Did you think that I jinxed it when I said you were going, I'm going to see the F1 movie, I can't wait, and I believe I said, what if it turns out to be a rom-com? And you looked at me like I had three heads. What are you talking about? I said, what if it turns out Brad Pitt's in this? There's girls in it. Could be a rom-com.
There's one girl in there, and she happened to be the romantic lead.
If I was you, I would have been pissed too. I haven't even watched it yet. It's come up. I could watch it, but there was just, you know what? I'm not saying I'm Nostradamus, but when I seen the trailer and I seen the huggy girl thing and shit, I went, ooh.
Man, I was so disappointed because it was the same crew, same director as Top Gun Maverick, which is a movie that I loved.
Which you thought, yes.
I love that movie, and F1 just did not scratch that same itch.
Okay. This is how they do things on TV to get you going. Have you seen the trailer for this new hockey thing on Crave called Heated Rivalry?
Oh, I was going to bring that up at my end of the year.
Oh, okay.
Because my joke was going to be a shout out to all the girls who are now watching hockey and that there's confused that there's not as much kissing as they may be led to believe.
I'm not going to say what the premise of the
if you've been watching hockey, they're showing the commercials. I think you know what it is.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. And I'm going, what? We're going there? Which I guess in real
life, it's based
life,
on a book.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it should be interesting. It reminded me is this like a lower version of a Heath Ledger? What's the other guy?
Oh, Brokeback Mountain.
Cousins, maybe.
Maybe. Hey, my sister's eating it up. She loves that show. So
what's that?
The Heated Rivalry.
Oh, she likes it?
Yeah, she's eating it up, yeah.
I'm not going to say rom-com girls and what they like, but I smelled that too because I said to Gail, she said, what? What? All of a sudden I said, I think there's a weird angle to this movie. As soon as she heard it, she looked up.
Well, it's a show, yeah.
Yeah, and she looked up and says, it could be a love story or something. I'll stop it there.
Kind of is.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course, it's just an angle that I'm not usually, which is the real world. Great. I don't have an issue with it. The way that they do the trailer, kind of.
Do you know it's partially based on fact, actually?
Yes.
Yeah, it's partly about when Crosby and Ovechkin entered the league.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. And then everyone will say, well, Sid's never been married.
He does have a girlfriend though.
Oh, he's got the same girlfriend for the same time.
She's an athlete too.
Yes, yeah. So he
just keeps it low key, which
I love guys like that. I totally agree. So let's just talk about things in a positive way. Don't make them a negative. Is that the way to go? Give us another one there.
Racism in tennis. There's a few instances of that this year that reared its ugly head.
This has got to stop. You know what I mean? And you know what it is? And I don't mean to, I'm going to, I don't know, label or whatever the case may be. Do you realize a lot of this is coming from Eastern Europe? Yeah. Why is that?
Well, I mean, Europe's
go.
Europe's got a racism problem.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. When you think about it, and what happens is, what can you do about it? Most of the incidents come to the net. It's during a match, they say something. The person that's being offended still has to play the match and they're angry. What do you do about it in the incident?
In the moment, I don't know what you can do.
I don't know what you can do, but I mean, there's got to be something. And some people hear some shit, or what they do is they do the racial slur in their language. So sometimes people don't know exactly what they're saying, but the interpreter said, you know what they just called that person, and that's a drag. And if you want to take it one step further, and I like Osaka as a tennis player, but when she lost to Mboko in Toronto, she should be embarrassed. The way she shook hands, the way she looked at her with complete disdain. You just lost. This is a competition. If you lose, what did that show on her side?
Tennis has a weird thing like that, though, where, like, if someone feels that, like, they're the better player, they, like, won't even give if they lose to someone they feel like lower on the totem pole, they won't even give them, like, the time of day.
Okay, and then what they do is
I don't like that about tennis.
And then they say gnarly things about it, so it's really bad. Yeah, that's horrible. One of mine is, and it probably cost us the World Series, is we got to make the rules about ground rule doubles a little bit better, because when that ball got stuck in the fence at the Dome, to cost us that play cost us basically one of the plays that cost us the World Series. How do we deal with that? No one's ever said that before. You know that could have been a triple.
Yeah, but by the way of the law, like it was lodged in the wall.
Next year, I hope they put a piece of plexiglass all the way around the bottom of that, so we'll never have that happen again. That one that really blew my mind.
My last two worst of the years are the combined efforts of Toronto FC and the Toronto Argonauts. Two summer sports teams in Toronto that we're very much looking forward to. We had, at least for the Argos, we had very high hopes.
Yes, we did.
Higher hopes than we did for the Blue Jays this summer, but then they just completely... Just from jump, they were just awful.
Unfreaking believable.
At the end, they looked like they might be riding the ship, but then just couldn't get it together in time.
No, and it was like the way it affected the city. I really feel bad for TFC fans because they got such a great support. And
they're always getting the short end of the stick, TFC fans. It sucks.
Okay, so my one that I'm going to put out there is one of the supposedly biggest sports broadcasters in North America. Can we slam Stephen A. Smith and tell this guy to shut the fuck up? Like, I'm sick of his shit. He's a race baiter, he's a politician, and he's a bullshitter, all in one. And I want to know why Molly left the show, because she's keeping it. She's taking the high road. But basically...
She might have also signed an NDA.
That's true, too. That's what I'm saying. This guy has this much exposure on TV. I do tune in to First Take due to the fact that I'm looking for people that are on there that might say something else. But his rant and his whole shtick is completely like, stop it. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be a credible sports guy on the scene in North America. I know more about football than that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So, buddy, either change your clothes, change your shoot, change your attitude, because I think that he'll have a crash and burn in less than 5 years.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add for worst of the year?
I had one more. What was it? Speaking of quarterbacks, and it came up the other night, let's do something about goaltender interference, please.
In hockey?
Yes. Help me out.
How so? Just like the way it's called?
The way it's called. You got to draw the line. Is it this or is it that?
Oh, boy.
I'm telling you, it's driving me. I'm saying, like I told you, I had 3 games on last night, and I was doing this, and two goals were called. One was in the, what was earlier, the Wild played who? Winnipeg. And Winnipeg had a goal disallowed. I'm still trying to figure out how they disallowed it, but it was goaltender interference. Partially, what happened was, the defenseman on Minnesota pushed, I think it was Morrissey that came down because he was on the rush and pushed him in there, and that might have been part of the reason, or was it Sheffley? But in any event, I couldn't figure out where the goddamn goalie interference was. It was a 4-3 game. Winnipeg lost. That had a effect on the game, that one play, because that would have put Winnipeg up at the time.
Yep.
And then they erased it.
Yeah, Winnipeg ended up losing in overtime.
Because I'm just finding, and it's like, okay, people say it isn't rampant. But if that's the game to get you in the playoffs or not, and you make that call, okay, I know the blue ice. I get it. That's why they put it in. We'll have an understanding. But there's got to be somebody in New York, just like J.J. Watt said, okay, we're going to have a goalie and a defenseman sit in the monitor, not some guy in Toronto that's like a computer advocate, and make a decision. Or you know what they should at the beginning of the season? Take all of those goalie interferences, put them on a tape, put in some experts, and say, oh, we made a mistake here. Oh, yes, that's the one there. Like if you come by and your leg comes out and you take out the goalie, I get it. Or your elbow comes up and it catches the goalie in the head. Come on, Brandon Brady Kachuk. You know what I mean? He went by Wall's head about 3 times last night.
I know.
That's a piece of shit stuff. No goals were scored. But they had the chances. But if the puck went in the net one time, I said, they better call that one goalie interference because the puck went wide. You know one of the plays I'm talking about? He's interfering with Wall. The puck got shot wide, and they got away with it. But we have to do something about this freaking goalie interference because what happens in Game 7 of them?
Oh, I know.
Stanley Cup final.
I know. It seems to have gotten less predictable, too, the last couple of years.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, we can't, like sometimes you go, okay. Or other times you see it and you go, okay, that's goalie interference. That goal is going to be called off. I like those. I get it. But when they go to the booth and it takes them a cigarette and half a beer to figure it out, I'm starting to go, wait a second here. You guys have a problem because we're watching it. You know what I mean? As much as we watch hockey, we understand where it is. Interference is interference, but that's just bullshit. 100%.
I have one last little thing. A shout out to Karma for 2025.
Oh, I'm not going to touch that because I don't want to jinx some of the things that I'm thinking of. But I think that, let's shout out to Karma.
Kawhi and the LA Clippers.
Oh,
paying beneath the table, to give Kawhi a little bit extra in his pocket. What did that earn you, LA Clippers and Kawhi Leonard?
6 and 23.
Yeah, there you go. A match with the NBA lottery come June.
I also want to say, when you got it on that angle, let's talk about Mr. Juan Soto and what he's done into the Mets. 3 guys have left town.
Do you think that's because of him?
There's something going on. Some people say it's money. Some people say it's when he got his own suite and he came in. He did produce, but he changed. I think it'll be better next year because he'll be there longer. But when you come in and you're suddenly the king, I think you're supposed to ingratiate yourself, they say sometime. He just walked in with his entourage and said, here I am now, entertain me.
Yeah.
So I would think that's kind of a thing. And the other thing I want to talk about this.
And also the one last thing for Karma, the Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh my God.
Brady trying to pull double duty, being an owner while also gaining sensitive information from the Fox broadcast. Seems to have worked out really well for the Raiders. I'll just leave it at that.
I'll tell you, next year will be a completely different. But you know what I want to talk about?
As long as Mark Davis is running the show, the Raiders are going to be shit. But that's besides the point.
I say give him 2 years and Brady will have him on a leash. That's where I'm seeing.
That's nice.
He's going to have him on a leash. But the other thing I want to bring up.
He's going to get the same haircut as Mark Davis.
No. But the other thing I want to just bring up about karma and shit is remember this. LeBron James, you were the be-all and end-all of everything in basketball. And just because Dylan Brooks plays you tough, stop it. Because all he's doing is he's directing attention. So if Dylan Brooks goes near LeBron now, it's going to be an issue. So what? LeBron, you do your shit. Dylan Brooks gets in your face. That's part of basketball. But because he's LeBron, he can cry so hard. And Dylan Brooks is always the bad guy. Phoenix roughed up the Lakers the other night. Dylan Brooks defended like a madman on LeBron. However, what ended up happening, you got a couple of cheap fouls because LeBron's looking at the freaking referee. Remember, if you get fouled or you do your thing, that's cool. But don't be freaking pointing out. And Dylan Brooks is no freaking wallflower.
No, of course not.
He ain't no angel. He's not no other. But when the other guys like the Marcus Smarts of the world and those type of players do all that shit, they don't get as much. But as soon as Dylan Brooks is on the court with LeBron, oh, gee, we have a problem. Stop it. Karma's going to get LeBron.
Anything else for year in review?
No, but just let's put it this way. Just wanted to ask you a couple of things. What's your favorite sports show?
Besides ours?
Besides ours, of course.
I'd have to say 32 Thoughts, the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I started listening to that. The reason I'm saying that is because I got to find a favorite podcast, but that's right up there with it. I will still say my favorite TV show, no matter what it is, and sometimes it's too short, is my Tony and Michael at 5:30 every day.
They're great,
PJ,
too.
They're right up there.
I listen to their podcast, the audio version every day.
Yeah, me too. With Kornheiser, those guys are right. I guess that would be my favorite podcast because I've been going to Apple to see what else they say on the thing. That would be there. What's your favorite athlete that you watched this year? Personally, just the guy that you looked and said, I love that guy.
Oh, Nathan McKinnon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mine's Matt Stafford.
Oh, okay.
Surprised?
I mean, Drake May would be up there for me too, but
yes,
the way McKinnon came out of the season, like shot out of a cannon, like he is like
McDavid's gonna pass him in everything now.
Sure, but I mean,
McKinnon looked good
just
there.
The way he plays, man, like he's so fucking explosive.
And the way he breaks to the net. But you know what I don't? You know what I don't get? And Hazy B on Overdrive. I guess McDavid's dad was watching the show because at the end of the season he might shove a broom handle up your rectum area. Because here's things like Hayes is great when he's looking at his takes, but you know what he said about McDavid, eh?
Oh no.
Said he'd never probably win a Hart again and 50-50 chance of ever winning the scoring race again because of his age and history. And guy said, no, this is McJesus. This is different here. Like, don't be calling that ever. But he said that about him, about Connor McDavid. You're on a national broadcast show every day, and you said, I believe that Connor, he says, maybe he could win a scoring race.
Yeah, that's a Hazy Be Quiet take.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't mind his takes, you know what I mean? And a big shout out to the guy that's really evolved himself in the city, the Windsor boy, Luke Wilson. He's damn fun on TV. I just started watching his...
No, I haven't seen this podcast yet.
Oh, it's pretty funny. That's one of the good ones. He's on there. Have you ever get a chance to watch see the one with Marshawn Lynch? I'm sure they were imbibing before the show, both of them, but it was pretty cool.
All right. Ready to move on to football?
Oh, gee. Here we go with football. Where are we going to start?
Power rankings.
Okay. Want me to give you my power rankings first?
Let's hear it.
Okay. I know you're going to be a little bit disappointed. And, where's this at? I got it written down right here in front of me, don't I? Hey. Oh, here we go. The power rankings. Number 5, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Whoa.
Number 5, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Number 4, the New England Patriots.
Boo. Disappointing.
Number 3, the Houston Texans.
Okay.
Number 2, the Seattle Seahawks. And number 1, I'm sticking with the LA Rams. Sorry, bro. I'm sticking with my Rams. What do you got?
At number 5, I got Denver.
Yeah, okay.
Number 4, I got Houston.
Okay.
Number 3, I got the LA Rams.
2 Seattle and 1 New England?
2 Seattle, 1 New England.
Oh, that's
the amount of disrespect that the Patriots have been getting is ridiculous. 7-0 on the road. And then all of a sudden, like, 1 loss. Oh, the Pats suck. The Pats suck all of a sudden because we lost to the Bills. No. I'm sorry. Patriots are still looking like a contender, like as good as anyone else is in the AFC. And meanwhile, everyone sucks Buffalo's dick, saying that they could go to the Super Bowl. But New England, no respect. Fuck off. Everyone can apologize to me when New England's in the Super Bowl.
Zach, did you hear that? I think you and Melania are going for beers really quick. I think we were the other night having some beers, and I think his rant was relatively close. Okay. In any event, I'm going to put it this way. There has been a statistic in the last 10 years that the people that go to the Super Bowl do not have the best records. Like the strength of schedule becomes
irrelevant.
Irrelevant once they make it a thing. I just think this. I think that New England, and I'm going to get to this when we do our week review, what's going on, is I think New England is a very good team, but I don't think that they're quite ready for prime time. And when I get to the week review, I'll point that out to you. So the same way I took Chicago Bears off the list, because when you look what the Bears have done, they've only won 1 or 2 really big games, and they've won 5 games like Kansas City won last year. Miracles happen. They jumped over the fence. They won the game.
I'd say more than 5 for the Bears.
Yeah, okay. So what happens if they're Kansas City next year and all those games go the other way? You miss the playoffs. So I think that plays into it a bit, but I do like the Pats. They were 6 on my list. It was hard to keep them off.
No, you had them at number 4, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. I had them out. Oh, it was Denver. Then I had Denver. I had a little bit of trouble taking them off. But when the Jags go into your house, which we'll talk about in a minute, but when the Jags go into your house, you'll go on. But that's our Power 5. And now let's have a quick review because this is going to be fun. So we're going to take it from when we started, from where we haven't been here to every game that's been there. It's going to be short and sweet in a lot of ways, and I think you're going to like it. But let's just start off with the first game that we had last week was the Eagles and Commanders. The Commanders have to be one of the most disappointing things because Jaden Daniels hasn't gone there. Their defense hasn't been as good as people thought.
Daniels is officially shut down for the season too.
Okay, everybody in Pheasant Run football, do you understand why now I traded Jaden Daniels? Just saying. I hope he's a superstar. I love the way he plays, and you know what we think about but in any event, when they say, I thought this was just an exercise for the Eagles to get back on the road and do their thing, okay? I can't believe how much Jalen Hurts is maligned as a guy that's gone to 2 Super Bowls and a Super Bowl MVP. But people are forgetting that his O-line is in big trouble. Doesn't have Lane Johnson, the other rookie guy that came up, but he's been hurt. They haven't played 100% with their defense all year. So I'm still not knowing where to go with Philadelphia. We just got to give them this. For the first time in 21 years, there's been a repeat winner in the NFC East. Just think how long that streak is.
Yeah.
21 years and nobody repeated. So what's my take on the Eagles? They're still not in our power rankings, and that's the reason.
Too inconsistent.
Way too inconsistent. So then we have to go to the Packers and the Bears.
This was a great game.
It was a great game, but let's just think about what happened, okay? They basically, they won the division, and we'll talk about that there. They've had great success with Ben Johnson, which is showing up in Detroit, the way that he's doing his play calling, and he's got Caleb up there. But one of the things that they've got a solid D, but if you look at most of their defensive metrics, they're in the bottom third of the league. What is saved? Yeah, the Bears. They're not in the top 20 of all the defensive metrics, I believe, or maybe not even top 15. But they've been very turnover ratio is the best in football. So when you add that up, is like when you get to the playoffs and the games are tighter, you're not going to be able to, unless you suddenly have a miracle, you're not going to be able to rely on turnovers to win on defense, especially if somebody's bum rushing you.
Turnovers are huge in the playoffs, though.
Yeah, but they're going to have to generate them. You know what I mean?
I don't know. The Bears are a very sneaky team if they get in the playoffs and can keep games close.
Well, the thing about the Bears, they're a mirror of the Detroit Lions. Double running back. Good old line, and they scheme to get DJ Moore open in their tight end.
Although it looks like they may have a better quarterback.
Oh, we'll go there later.
He's really coming into form.
He can throw, and he's really come around and
he's winning games late. Which what else do you want from a quarterback?
I think the main reason I put him out that was a great game is first of all, I think Green Bay's in trouble. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yes, big time.
But not only that. Jordan Love got knocked out of the game on that evil shot. And there was no penalty for roughing the passer
early
on that
in the game
one.
Too.
And you know what? That's what I'm saying about when we had the thing about my thing with refs. That guy hit Jordan Love in the head with his helmet. Mm-hmm. No penalty on the play. So referees, when do you call roughing the passer? That's when we get confused. And I got no love for Green Bay or Chicago. Come on, you know where my love is. And when I see a play like that, I go, no, I don't care what team you cheer for. You got to call that head to head.
Exactly.
He went out. They lost a linebacker, and suddenly Chicago turned the tide late in the game because that was a really good football game.
Well, they were down late too.
Who's
yeah.
that?
Chicago, they were down 10 points late in that game?
And then Green Bay ran out of gas on their defense, and they couldn't get a first down. And Malik Willis threw that horrible interception. It was game over. But let's give Chicago their due because they're now the NFC East champions. We'll
NFC North.
NFC North champions. We're going to go there.
And then Moore walked it off in overtime, too.
Exactly. So that was pretty crazy. The next game is the Bills and the Browns. First of all, I'm going, so many teams play down to their competition, I don't get it. Buffalo was never in doubt of winning that game. But you see, and I got to give Cleveland their defensive props.
Yeah, I mean, we got to give them some credit with their defense, right?
Sure, but
it's at home for them.
And it was at home for them. I agree, but there was at times, and Josh Allen got banged up a bit, but I know he'll be playing again today. So what I'm saying is after the big win in New England a week before, and you go into Cleveland and you play like that, was it a letdown?
I mean, that's kind of the Bills in a nutshell, isn't it?
There you go. All that mattered is they got out of Cleveland with a W. There's still questions about the Bills, and they still have a chance at winning the division. So your Pats have got to win too. But when you think about it, who are they playing? I forget who they're playing.
The Bills or the Pats?
The Bills and I think the Pats are. I'll tell you in a minute. I think the Pats won the division. No problem.
So the Bills play the Eagles today.
Yes.
And then they got the Jets at home next week. But then we got.
You got the Jets and the
Jets
Dolphins
today, and then we got the Dolphins next week.
So the division is yours to lose. Okay, the next game I want to go to is the Chargers and the Cowboys. I'm so glad that the Chargers put Dallas out of their misery. We don't have to talk about them anymore. America's team, kiss my ass no matter what they're doing. People got to smell their farts. I'm sick of the Cowboys. If they had to play gate, I think they're one of the disappointing teams of the year because they were supposed to be a playoff contender, and they're completely gone.
Yeah.
That division last year was one of the best divisions of football. It's turning out this year to be one of the
worst. Yeah.
So, but the thing is about that is that we'll get back to it in the later game. The biggest thing about the Chargers is they're not a bad team, but their O-line is very suspect.
Yeah, they have too many holes.
There are too many holes, and their defense is solid because their defense is a top 10 D, and it keeps them into every game. But when you're seeing this, like the Cowboys, and I'm glad that the Chargers beat them just so we can get rid of them, but we'll get to the Chargers a little bit later.
But I said this in our pre-show as well. Like, the Chargers just strike me as a team that are just going to be one and done in the playoffs.
I hope not.
Especially if they run into, I don't know, either like
anybody that has they got. We'll talk about when we get to the game from yesterday. Yeah. Their defense can hold them in, but Hebert's getting sacked 4 or 5 times a game.
Yeah.
If he wasn't a beast, he'd be dead by now. You know, and he still held them in the game for a while yesterday, but that's another story. Let's get to the Chiefs and the Titans. Oh, Kelsey, sorry your season's over. You're going to get a great draft choice next year. But when I thought about the Chiefs and the Titans, you know what I said? Next!
Yeah, Chiefs just tanking at this point.
Okay, then we got to the next game. Bengals and Dolphins. Oh, Joe Burrow is happy to play football this week. Okay, he wasn't so happy the week before.
Funny how that works
but
out.
Now we threw 4 touchdown passes. And Miami, which we should have been one of our flops of the year, easily.
I didn't have high hopes for them, though. That's the thing.
I had them missing the playoffs. Remember, I had them.
So did I.
Week. Okay, so anyways,
so I'm not. How can I call them a flop?
Okay, so then we go Bengals, Dolphins next.
Yeah.
Which gets us to the Jets and the Saints. Next. Okay, even though the Saints have been, like I told you, they're solid at home. And is this slow guy? Is he a guy? Is he a quarterback? Is he going to be a guy?
Next.
Okay. Now we got the Vikings and the Giants. Next. And JJ, what's his name?
McCarthy. Your boy.
My boy got hurt again. So next. So what did we have after that? We had the Bucks and the Panthers. Okay.
Choking hazard.
Oh my God. It was a good football game. But the thing is,
man, Tampa Bay's just falling apart, aren't they?
All around the seams. Baker's beat up. They've lost a couple of guys on the defensive end. They can't seem to stop the rush.
The receiving core is injured.
But they seem to be all back. It's just that he can't.
Yeah, but they got to be a little banged up, though. Come on.
What's that?
They got to be banged up.
Oh, they are banged up.
Yeah.
Got to remember, like, when you go back to the mid-season, when they were like 7-2 or whatever it was, Baker Mayfield was like an early candidate for MVP.
Yeah.
Not anymore. You know what I mean? Like, there's not even a chance, and he's getting beat up. If the Seahawks beat the Panthers this week, it will open up the door for the Bucks because they have Miami, and then they have they beat Miami and they win. There'll be a winner.
Yeah, but then Carolina goes into Tampa Bay again next week.
So then I'll be a winner-take-all game.
Yeah.
So, and I'll tell you about my theory about the whole thing later when we get it, because I've said that previously. But that's going to be interesting. The other great game of the week, which is the coming out party of, which I thought was finally getting his recognition, is the Jags and the Broncos.
Wow.
Okay.
I did not expect Jacksonville to go into Denver and bushwhack them.
I took the Jags and the points. Okay, but
did you think they were going to win by 2 touchdowns though?
No. First of all, that's 11-game home win streak. That Mile High for Denver, and that's still one of the toughest places to play in football. And Denver's defense is still pretty solid. But when you come out like the Jags did and banged and run, like Trevor Lawrence is easily playing the best football of his career so far.
Oh, he's finally living up to the draft hype.
No doubt. And you see some of the throws he makes in his athleticisms and making the third down. He's really good. But the problem with Jags is they had to win this game to develop some credibility, because if you look at their record all year long, they've usually lost these games. They've beaten who they were supposed to, and they get to that game, then, oh shit, what happens? But they went to Mile High and won. So what this tells to me is that there's a great quality of their opponent. And they would say, well, they beat Texas. They beat Texas in week 3 without Stroud.
Yeah, Houston, yeah.
Or things like that. And the thing about the Jags is, how good is their defense really? That's the question. Now, the problem is, I don't think Bo Nix is playing okay, but I wouldn't put him in the Drake May, Trevor Lawrence.
No, he's not the guy that, like, you can't just hand the ball to and be like, hey, win this game for us. That's not Bo Nix.
He has done it a couple times this year, but the defense has helped him out. He has won a couple of late games. He has. But, I mean, he looked like a deer in the headlights by the fourth quarter.
But is that him or the system?
I think he schemes well, but I think his potential in the future is going to be great. I just think we got to keep our eye on the Jags because they could have something rolling here now.
Oh, I agree.
Because their defense is holding up. The two wide receivers now on the Jags, he's hitting them all the time, and they got Etchie in the back, and their O-line is solid because the Jags are a top 10 offense in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to give them credit there. So we're going to keep our eye on the Jags. That should be really interesting, but the Broncos should have that division, no problem.
Yeah, my dad had a funny line with that game. He's like, Jacksonville's beating Denver by that much?
Yeah.
He's like, how'd this happen?
Exactly. It came out of nowhere. Next game, Falcons and the Cards. Next. Okay. Here's an interesting game. The 49ers against the Colts.
Ooh.
Now, I thought the Colts would show up, but the 49ers are another team. Now, if you really think about everything in the league, you got Cohen on the Jags, you got Vrabel on New England, and Johnson in Chicago, all viable candidates for Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan should be Coach of the Year. Okay, now everyone's going to talk about the schedules. Fuck the schedules for now, okay? San Francisco keeps on winning. Do you know San Francisco could still win the division with the 2 games they have left?
It's true.
Okay, so what are they? They've got, I forget who they have, but they can beat both teams starting, and they play the Bears.
Yeah.
The Bears, it could be there. But the number one story when you start talking about all of that is the Phillip Rivers experiment. God bless the Colts. They didn't really. They're going to bring the kid in. For some reason, they're going to start Phillip Rivers this weekend, which I don't understand because he's not coming back next year. Why didn't you give this Riley Leonard guy a shot? But they're not confident with him running the offense quite yet. But where else are you going to get your reps? Because when you look at the season, the Colts and the Bucs, to me, their fan bases must be crying. Because let's go back to, say, week 9. Where were the Colts? Where were the Bucs?
Yeah, exactly.
Where are they now? Planning vacations in Cancun, from what I understand. But the 49ers are sneaky good. What's his name? Brock Purdy has been playing amazing. He's been hitting all their guys. And even though San Francisco lost Warner and Boza, Saleh has to be the coordinator of the year. Because sometimes that defense has just been ferocious, and they're a top 10 D too. Yes. So San Francisco, do you think there's a possibility they could still win the division?
No.
Why?
Because they got to jump Seattle and the Rams.
They're all one game, and they play Seattle to end the year, okay? They play Seattle, so I'm looking at it this way. I don't think that it's, like, I hate to say it because I'm no big San Francisco fan, but that division is the best division in football by far. There's nobody that can even touch it. But when you look at the situation as we speak,
I don't know. The Rams have an easy schedule down the stretch, so.
Okay, but they're 12-3, and San Francisco and the Rams are both 11-4. Rams should have won this division. There's 3 stupid games they lost, but we're here now, so that doesn't matter, so to speak. But I'm going to keep my eye on San Francisco because the coaching of Kyle Shanahan, he plays different against every team. He's gone to the Bill Belichick. Okay, this is this week's schedule, and San Francisco could surprise people. Depends on whether or not they play at road and at home. The next game. Raiders and Texans. This is where I was talking about earlier, like with the Buffalo game. Did the Texans play down to the Raiders level?
Well, I would just say that Houston still has issues with their offense, too.
Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. But I think that their O-line is suspect at time. But Nico Collins was an all-pro this year. You get him in the open, and he's got the old Buffalo tight end. He's been playing good. Mm-hmm. So is it got Kincaid or Kincaid still in Buffalo? It's the other guy. I forget his name, but the big white tight end on Houston, he's a safety valve. Yeah. And they got the double running back. They're okay. But the thing about the Texans is that defense is freaking a bunch of pack of dogs. And how did they let the Raiders score that many points? Now, first of all, their
weapons turned up. I would say it was that because Genti had 2 touchdowns and Bowers had 1.
Yeah, and one was they had it was a short one because there was a turnover. at the time, and there was a sack, so they got in there and they played down to their level. But I just couldn't even believe. Like, I thought that they would blow them out of the water. Now, what I'm saying...
Well, I mean, Houston, like, for me, like, they're one of those teams, like, everything has to go right for them to even go to the Super Bowl.
I still got them going to the Super Bowl, but that's another story.
I think they're going to get stopped by a team like New England on the way.
Whoa, okay, we're going to get to that in a minute because we're going to get back to Texas, which brings us to this game, the Patriots and the Ravens.
Oh, yes.
Was this a marquee win for them?
I think so.
10 points down in the fourth quarter. Drake May took them all the way there. You know what I mean? You got it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was 11-point fourth quarter.
15. They scored 15 points in the final 9 minutes, including a 2-point conversion.
Thank you very much, which is to say it was good after. And you know what that also included? An 89-yard drive to win the game.
Yeah.
I guess because they learned something against Buffalo the week before, because Buffalo kind of put them back into reality. But my thing is how good are the Ravens? I'm not sure. And with Lamar being the way it is, like I was going to say the last game, there's
the skeleton of a good team there, right? I mean, I think they're better than their record shows because, I mean, it's just been a horrible situation for them. But also, Baltimore's one of those teams that they beat themselves.
Yes, they do. And
they should be running a lot more.
Oh, look at it.
And that's been a consistent problem with Baltimore. This is like the third season in a row now where we're like, they should run more. They should run more.
Yes.
They should run more. And they still don't. So, I mean, it makes me question John Harbaugh again. I brought this up on the show before. I don't think he's ever going to get fired, which is probably a problem for them. But I don't know what to feel about the Ravens. Their window might be closed.
Okay, I'll give them credit this way. He's turned their defense around. Remember the first 6 or 7 games, everyone's saying this is not the Baltimore Ravens defense? But they gave up an 89-yard drive at home to New England to lose the game. They're still in it by the thread of their teeth.
Baltimore?
Yeah, but I can't see...
Yeah, because they beat Green Bay last night.
There's a very, very good possibility that the number 1 seed is going to be the New England Patriots because they can't lose these 2 games. Vrabel's going to fire them up. Like how they lose to the Jets or how do they lose to the Miami? They can't lose to those teams in the league, which keeps Buffalo on the road.
Yeah.
Which is better for them. So I think the Patriots are going to be there just with Vrabel, and their defense is young and solid. Like they may not be the best defense in the league, but they're top 10.
Yep.
They're top 10, and their offense is hovering around top 10. And what's the formula for going to the Super Bowl?
Top 10 offense, top 10 defense.
And there they are, so they're pretty damn close. So then we're going to go to the next game that we had because we have to go to
Detroit.
What's that?
Pittsburgh, Detroit.
Do we have to talk about that?
I mean, I think we have to.
Okay. Do I have that? No. Did I skip that one? No, I think I put it over here because I didn't want to talk about it.
Pittsburgh put Detroit out of their misery.
Let's put it this way. I don't want to talk like this because it always sounds biased on my part. But can the Detroit Lions get a call? Can we get a call? No. We got some of the most egregious calls against us, and that play at the end of the game where Amon St. Brown was supposedly interference. They rarely call that at the end of the game because the hands-on for both guys. Now, there was a bit of a shove-off, but Jalen Ramsey, he was shoving off on the play before. And they backed Detroit up, so what are you going to call it there? I don't know. I think the biggest problem with Detroit was their O-line, even though we rushed like crazy, our O-line could not protect Goff.
Well, I mean, that end, like, you're talking about the pass interference at the end of the game? He pushed off.
Okay. Kind of the law of the land, but as I was saying, is like, that wasn't called in the second quarter. That wasn't called in the third quarter. Why are they calling it now? That's what I'm saying. That's there. Well, what the best thing that was described was it was so obvious once you've seen the replay that they had to call it. I'm saying this. Detroit is not a well-liked team. Anywhere in football, oh, Dan Campbell, they do this. Too many fourth downs. Like, we do not seem to be liked anywhere. And Pittsburgh's a marquee team. Aaron Rodgers, the story. What I'm really glad about is that DK Metcalf got a 2-game suspension for punching that fan.
Oh, boy.
And it got upheld. That could affect Pittsburgh in a big way.
It can.
What?
It can.
Could very well do that. But I think that I think that they're going to win today. We'll get to our picks in a minute, but I think that Pittsburgh's going to be safe to get in there, and they're going to end up with a home game, which makes things very interesting.
All right, and we just have the Christmas games.
Well,
and
that's
the
why
games
I was
from last night.
I'm going to allude to. That's what I was talking about. Detroit. Whatever happened to lose to Pittsburgh to show up on Christmas Day? God bless my son. Zach and I were talking about it on Christmas Day as we were betting on Detroit, and Zach looked me in the eye and he said, I don't think Matt's going to be very happy with what we're doing right now. Do you think karma's going to get us and you're karma of the year? And I said, don't say that, son. I love you. We miss you every second. I think about him every hour. But we were going like, imagine like when do the Vikings and the Lions get a Christmas Day game? So we had the game there, and I'm thinking this is the Lions. Just who was a quarterback for Minnesota?
Oh, geez.
Some guy that played at North Dakota State was a high school superstar.
Max Brosmer.
Yeah, come on. You know what I mean? And let's put it this way. 6 turnovers. 6 turnovers in a game that you needed, and Green Bay ended up losing. In my opinion, and I'm a disciple of the Detroit Lions, and I will cheer for them hard to the day I die. That's the worst game I've seen them play, maybe, except for the first year when Dan Campbell was putting the team together. We've never played that bad.
And losing on Thanksgiving and Christmas this year.
Oh, we're just there. There was a little bit of bitching from Detroit, which I didn't get about how come we had to play 2 Thursdays? We had to play Thanksgiving. We had to play Christmas. That's a schedule. You should be happy to play those games. So I'm not copping to Detroit talking about that shit. You know what I mean?
Sure.
We didn't show up. That's
Simple
all
as
there is to it. So that's our season gone in a nutshell. Which brings us to the Broncos and the Chiefs. This is why I'm questioning the Broncos. First of all, they should have destroyed the Chiefs because, first of all, the second string quarterback got hurt, Minshew.
Yes.
And they brought in some guy I've never heard about in my life. And Denver barely won the game. Was that at home or was it in Kansas City?
It was in KC.
Doesn't matter. You know what I mean? If you're going to be a team that's in contention, they look shaky at times.
Yeah.
During the game, you know what I mean? Bo Nix again looked a little bit shaky. I don't want to get about the emotional shit about Kelsey and the fans and maybe the last game at Arrowhead and all that bullshit. Let's just cut that out. Kelsey had a great career.
It probably was his last game at Arrowhead.
Probably maybe the last game of his career, but it has to be a guy who's probably a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Well, no, he's got one more game left. He's going to play.
Okay, but I'm saying like for a first ballot Hall of Famer and all the glory that you had and all those years with the Chiefs, look at the way your career ends. You get crushed in the Super Bowl and you don't even get a sniff at the playoffs. Too bad. Sorry for a guy of his caliber that you
seem to be enjoying this.
I'm not enjoying it. I'm just saying.
I don't know. That smile on your face says otherwise.
Shit happens. I don't think the Chiefs are going away. I think they're going to recalibrate and come back next year. Mahomes will get over his ACL. They're going to have a better position in the draft. They got young D guys.
They'll be back in the playoffs. I don't know if they'll be right back to Super Bowl contenders.
But I think if they had the turnaround this time next year, and they're one of the top 5 teams in the league, I won't be surprised. The question is, how long is Andy Reid going to stay around?
That's the question.
How long is he going to stay around? So are they going to be this, that, or the other thing? We really don't know. Which brings us to the 2 games from yesterday.
Yes, Houston, LA.
Houston let's get back to it. Those guys are a juggernaut. I don't know how Herbert surprised. I don't know how he survived the game. But let's just put it this way. Very clever play calling by Houston. They had those 2 bombs in the first 10 minutes that went for touchdowns on blown coverage by the Chargers. I give Chargers respect this way. What did Houston really do for the rest of the game?
Nothing.
They were scrambling to get it on. It's just that their defense, because you know what I mean? It seems to me that the Texans defense, they look at their opponent and go, okay, let's go. Hence the reasons a week before against Cleveland. You know, like Shadur played okay, and I'm glad he's going to get his chance, but you do that against Cleveland, and the next week, you're in the Chargers' house, by the way. You're in their house, Jimmy, and you just bum rushed them by, even though there was that unbelievably bad call at the end of the game, kind of like the Lions, but it was the other way around with the pass interference. The ball's going this way. They bump into each other. They both fall down. The ref throws a flag. Game over. If I'm the Chargers and I go in the dressing room, I'm not saying they would have won, but they had the chance for the comeback taken away from them, and that's what really irritated me. But I'm still on the bandwagon. I'm saying that Houston might win the division. They still got a chance at the division because they're only 1 game behind the Jags, aren't they?
Right.
So they still got a chance at the division. And I don't care what anyone says. The old adage is defense travels. Do you want to play the Texans in the playoffs?
I mean, you're going to have to play someone good.
Oh, there you go. So, I mean, it could be very interesting with them. And I think that, wow. You know what I mean? That they're a bunch of animals. And, like, you know what I mean? They're one of the top teams that sack the quarterback, but they've got no number 1 sack guy. But they got 4 guys with a bag load.
Yeah, they just do it by committee.
Yeah, so they got 4 guys there. I thought more guys from the Houston defense would be on the all-pro team, but that's another story. But I'm really high on the Texans, and as long as C.J. Stroud can keep himself standing up and their O-line protects him, they're going to be very serious. Which brings us to the last game, which was Green Bay. How in the hell at Lambeau Field do you let Derrick Henry run for 216 yards? Do you realize now, and this is amazing when I seen it, do you realize now he has had the most 200-yard rushing games in the history of football?
And he entered, was he 4th in all-time rushing touchdowns and 10th all-time in rushing yards?
Thank you very much. And he's got a ways to go. And you know who the other 2 guys are with the 6 200-yard rushing games?
Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson.
OJ.
And O.J. Simpson, my boy. I like to bring...
Your boy.
Oh, yeah. When I was a kid, I can't tell you how much I loved O.J. Simpson. That's why I still got Buffalo love. And you know what? Let's just forget about... Let's put a razor knife and cut down the middle of O.J.'s life. Part 2, we're not going to even talk about. But when you get to part 1, it's one of the... you know what? When you played Buffalo, everybody knew, because you were back in the day in real time, everybody knew in the place O.J. was getting the ball, he still ran. He was still ran. I still say the funniest thing I've ever seen in a long time is you seen the meme with Howard Cosell, with Bruce Jenner and O.J. Simpson.
Oh, yeah.
One of the greatest memes of all. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I got these guys. The only thing I wish I was around in 30 years to tell you where this is going to go. It's absolutely hilarious. But congratulations to the Ravens for having such an up and down season, like we said. And now if Pittsburgh, who can't lose, that week 18 game could be for all the marbles.
Could be.
Like they've hung on long enough, and I think the problem is Pittsburgh may get them because Lamar, you know what, Lamar should sit out for the rest of the year. Like that shot he took in the back.
Yeah, but as long as they have a playoff chance, they're going to keep him in.
Well, I think that was it, and they got away with it yesterday because I really think one of the mistakes you make in the scheme is that, what's his name, Huntley, he got 3 or 4 runs right up the middle. Mm-hmm. Where they just said, let's just blank the wide receivers and make them throw. Well, no, he just ran down the middle. He's a quick kid. He can run. So I don't think the Ravens are out of it just yet.
Anything else you want to add before we get to our picks?
Just a couple of things. I said last week or the week before, everybody that's in the playoffs is going to stay in the playoffs, except for jockeying and who's going to win the NFC South. I'm very proud of that pick.
Yeah, you're right.
What about the Detroit Lions? I said, no. Everybody that's in the playoffs now is going to stay in the playoffs. The only thing is there might be some jockeying, which there still could be. Okay, there could be some jockeying, but come on. All those teams are going to make it. And once again, for the, 20 years in a row, they've had at least 5 teams that made the playoffs one year, didn't make it the next. 5 new playoff teams. I think the highest was 8. But once again, I think it'll be 6 this year, but for the time, which makes the Goodell very happy.
Sure.
Because parity is alive, right?
All right,
Just wait. I'm very happy that DK Metcalf got a suspension for with his dumbass of the year. Why should we have Phillip Rivers starting again? Give the kid a chance. I think Kelsey, I don't care about all his personal stuff. And the one thing I want to ask you, because you're in that division, the big talk is nobody's in the way of Josh Allen. Is this the year Buffalo goes to the Super Bowl?
No.
Okay.
Disrespecting the Patriots.
I'm not. I'm going to see when we get in the playoffs, where do they go? Okay, let's get to our picks.
All right, so last week I beat you 8-5.
I know I was terrible again.
All right, so 11 games on the docket today and tomorrow. First up, we have Pittsburgh visiting Cleveland. Pittsburgh is favored by 4 points on the road. I'm going to take Cleveland, the home dog.
A lot of people are saying that. What do you think, that Pittsburgh wins, or are Cleveland going to beat them?
I think Cleveland might beat them.
Because of the defense chasing down Rodgers and no Metcalf? But the Pittsburgh defense has suddenly tightened up their screws in the last couple of weeks, so I think they're going to I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I'm betting the under.
So you're on Pittsburgh?
I'm on Pittsburgh, yeah.
Jacksonville at Indianapolis. Jacksonville is favored by 5.5 on the road. I think Indy is going to cover.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a short memory?
Okay.
Let's talk about what your dad said about the Broncos Jags game.
This is a division matchup, though.
So you think they're going to cover the spread?
Yeah.
I think in the fourth quarter they're going to put them away.
Okay.
So I'm going with the Jags all day. Very high in the Jags now.
Tampa Bay at Miami. Tampa Bay is favored by 4.5 on the road. I'm going to take the home dog again. Give me Miami.
I think Tampa Bay's got that. I think Miami after last week is mailing it in. After the game they had last week, it's going to be a lot of business decisions.
So you're on Tampa?
All day.
New England at New York Jets. New England is favored by 13.5 on the road. I'm going to take the Patriots to cover.
Next, of course. Jets, another team, mailing it in.
Yeah. Okay. New Orleans Saints at the Tennessee Titans. Saints favored by 1.5 on the road. I'm going to take Tennessee, the home dog.
No, I'm going to take the Saints because they got that kid might be able to do something. But
Chuck,
whatever his name is. But the bottom line is the Saints are an enigma. They lost a few close games at home. I mean, on the road, but their home record is solid. For some reason, when they're in that dome, they're okay. They could turn it around next year.
Nah,
they have all the indications to do. They'll get some good draft picks. But I'm taking the Saints.
Seattle at Carolina. Seattle is favored by 7 points on the road. Give me the Seahawks all day.
This is a big time for the Seahawks after what they've been doing lately. The big Rams win and looking funny. They got to come out and show strong today. So I'm expecting Seattle to do it, which gives Tampa Bay their chance at winning the division too.
Arizona at Cincinnati. Cincinnati is favored by 7 points at home. I'm on the Bengals.
Yes. Next. Look at how shitty the slate is now, eh?
Giants at the Raiders.
Next.
Giants favored by 2.5 on the road. I'm going to take the home dogs again. Give me the Raiders.
I'm going to take them too. And I think that Max Crosby, it's great to shut him down. Why beat himself up for another couple games?
I hear that caused a little bit of a divide.
What's that?
Like he's pissed that they're shutting him down.
Yeah, he wants to play. But I'm in the future here. Yeah. I'm thinking about Max, sorry, you ain't playing. We love you. One of the best defensive linemen in the league, no doubt, bar none. All pro. No, you're sitting down.
Philly at Buffalo. Buffalo is favored by 2.5 at home. I'm on the Bills.
I'm taking the Bills too. And the weather's kind of shit here, but Philadelphia's used to that anyway. Look at the wind in our city. In Buffalo, it's worse.
Chicago at San Francisco. San Fran favored by 3.5 at home. I'm on the Niners.
I'm on the Niners too. If the Bears win this game, they're officially a Super Bowl contender for me. Automatically. To go into Levi Stadium the way that San Francisco's been playing, and Kyle Shanahan with Saleh scheming against a rookie quarterback, it's going to be a great mindset. Ben Johnson against Saleh. That's going to be the chess game.
Sure.
Because Purdy's going to do his thing, and as long as he doesn't have any turnovers, he's going to dice up on that Chicago defense. And McCaffrey is playing great. McCaffrey's playing great, but they got that other guy that comes in every once in a while too. That bigger running back, I forget his name. I think he played in the SEC. But when he gives him a breather, he's a bigger bulldozer than McCaffrey. So when they give him the breather, it's not like he doesn't have all the moves and all the catches and shit, but when you need a straight pile into the line for 5 yards, he's the guy. But I think San Francisco is going to win it.
And lastly, LA Rams at the Atlanta Falcons. Rams favored by 7.5 on the road. I'm on the Falcons to cover.
I'm on Matt Stafford confirming the fact that he's the MVP.
Okay.
That's all there is to it. Anything else?
I don't know. Maybe you should take a page from my pick since I've been kicking your ass all year.
Listen, we're both from Windsor. I went to the Luke Wilson School of Making Picks this year. Do you hear his season?
They always had a horrible year for picks. I know that.
Oh, yeah. He says, I can't pick my nose. And I said, hey, Luke, let's go for a beer. We're in the same boat. You know what I mean? It's been pretty bad.
Anything else you want to add for football?
No, but, I'm going to watch football again today, but it's going to be really a bitch because I never thought that we'd get this far to the season and so many games don't mean shit. Too many. Like half the games, like how many times did I say next?
Yeah.
What's your pick? Next. What's your pick? Next. Anyways, that's just the way football goes.
Makes things easier for us. We're going to carry this into the NHL in our newest edition of the Power Rankings. So at number 5 this week, fresh on my list, I got the Edmonton Oilers finally coming into form.
Wow.
Number 4, I got Carolina. 3, I got Minnesota. 2, I got Dallas. And 1, I got Colorado.
Okay, I got the first 3 too. The first 3 the same.
Washington off my list.
Well, because they're up and down. Okay, they're up and down. Oh, where's my picks now? I got the same 3.
I thought about Detroit too, but didn't quite crack my top 5.
They're too inconsistent for me. My top teams are, and even though they lost last night, because I thought they were going to pull a win and they seemed to take a corner, my number 5 is Vegas. You know what I mean? Carter Hart's a good goalie. Like, you remember we said that when he came back, he played good last night. It wasn't for
questionable human being.
Well, that's the other part of it, but he definitely played. He wasn't the reason they lost last night. You know what I mean?
Okay.
He was there. Number 4, I got Carolina. And then I got the same string as you, Minnesota, Dallas, and Colorado.
So your top 4 is the same as mine.
Yeah, top 4, whatever it is. I don't want to disrespect Washington, but I think that their scoring is overrated. Their back end is better than their front end.
Yeah.
And the highest scoring defense in the league. So, you know what I mean? Could be some playoff issues down the road, but we'll go from there.
All right, so we'll jump right into the Leafs report. So it was kind of an up and down week for the Leafs. They had the horrible weekend in Nashville and Dallas. Basically got Mark Savard fired as assistant coach because that power play was terrible.
Do you know every guy on the team has apologized to Savard?
Have they?
Nylander, Austin Matthews, Domi, when they all asked him, they just said, hey, man, we cost the guy his job. He was well-liked on the team, eh? Very well-liked. And but they needed a scapegoat. They needed something to happen. Oh, and away they go. So now, what are you going to say about the Leafs? They're on a 2-game winning streak.
Oh, well, what do you fucking do?
Okay, no. Let's look at this context of what's going on. Did you expect Buffalo Sabres to have an 8-game winning streak?
No.
Okay, well then Buffalo just had an 8-game winning streak. Let's look at this seriously of what's going on. And this cannot be denied because it's just blowing my mind. Okay, when you think about what's going on right now, I'm going to compare it to our 2 favorite teams, Montreal and Toronto. Right. Oh, look at how great Montreal is. They're doing this. They got the young goaltenders figured out. They can score. We got great D. We got Aberjacki as our 6th defenseman. Come on. Okay, now let's get to the chase here. Let's look at the numbers. Toronto's only 6 points behind Montreal. And guess what?
3 points out of a playoff spot, too.
3 points out of a playoff spot. Oh, by the way, let's talk about one of the things that we say is significant to us all the time. What is the goal differential between Montreal and Toronto?
Toronto's is negative, isn't it?
I'm telling you now, there's really no difference.
Well, okay, Montreal's a -1, Toronto's a -4.
What is that? That's 1 game away from being
exactly.
even. Okay, but here's the interesting thing about the whole hockey situation. Do you realize there's only 3 teams in the Eastern Conference that have a +10 goal differential?
Yeah.
That means we got mayhem. And nothing's going to change. Like I said, look at Buffalo. Buffalo's got an 8-game winning streak, and what has that done? That's put them in a tie for a spot.
Yeah, basically. They're just losing the tiebreaker to Florida.
Okay, exactly. But that's 8 games in a row. And with the 8-game win streak, what did it do? Got them a knock on the door at the wild card. So,
well, that's because they were so low.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then again, look at Florida, and they're starting. Suddenly, Florida, for a couple seconds there, they were a point away from being at the top of the Atlantic, too. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at on the team here, I still can't believe that the Red Wings are hanging in there.
I mean, they're getting good scoring, aren't they?
Okay, sort of. But let's go back because we're still on the Leaf report here. What I'm trying to get at with the Toronto Maple Leafs is when you hear the talk about, I'm glad Tree Living came out and said, no, we're not dumping on this season. Why of all years would you dump on your season already as the Leafs? First of all, I'm going to say this about the Leafs, and Berube's going to do this, which I don't understand. Why is Easton Cowan in the press box again? Okay, because
he hasn't played it well enough.
I think he played better than Michelli, but then I guess the best thing about putting Michelli in the press box is he's come out of the press box on fire.
Yeah.
Now, another thing I don't understand. Robertson, one of the top guys, shots on goal, not shot attempts, shots on goal. Do you know that Robertson's one of the most shots on goal on the Toronto team? If he gets 10 minutes a game, he's played a lot. But meanwhile, I look at the thing and like, Joshua's getting 15, 18 minutes. Roy's getting 15, 18 minutes. Now, Michelli was playing games, so I guess Berube gave him a little bit more rope. And all of a sudden, Michelli in the last couple of games, he's getting 15, 16 minutes a game. What's Robertson getting? If he gets 10 minutes, he's getting a lot. And I don't
Robertson's
understand.
Too inconsistent, though.
Michelli, what? He's been a superstar. Josh Roy, he's been your man.
Michelli's been pretty good.
2 games. He's been two games, okay?
Well, Roy's a center. as well.
Well, whatever. So Domi got put in the press box. He gets taken right back. If you think Domi's played any better than Robertson?
Okay, but Robertson's been in the lineup every night, though.
Oh, he's been just lately, but he's had his...
No. How many games has Robertson been scratched this year?
Oh, he's only been scratched about 3 now. But my point is...
Domi's been scratched a lot more.
Okay, well, only because...
And he deserves to be scratched more.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give you this punchline right here. Robertson sets the pace on whatever line he's on. He goes forward. I think he should get more minutes.
That's bull.
Oh, because he's getting the shot.
You're saying he's the guy that drives his line?
I'm not necessarily drives his line, but they go to the net. I check 3 games in a row and whatever, and you go check my numbers to just check.
Okay, Robertson, he's tenacious, fine, but he doesn't get enough done.
Oh, wait a second here. You go back and check the last Toronto Maple Leaf games. The line that Robertson's been on has the most shots on goal on the last 4 games. Whatever line Robertson's on, they got the most shots on goal. And then to me, okay, we're not going to get into stats. I got my thing to say. There's too many, blah, blah, blah. But when you're getting shots on goal, and you're the line...
But is he scoring?
What's that?
Is he scoring?
Well, he's had his chances. He got goalied.
Oh, that's too bad.
Anyways, I'm just saying that the thing about then, and I said it last week, and I'm going to say it again. The problem with the Toronto Maple Leafs is, give us a consistent lineup. What is this, mix and match every night? How do you get any consistency?
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? And I'm looking around the league and I'm watching the teams. Okay, Vegas, I looked at their lines. I'm watching the lines. They made a little bit of adjustment. They put frickin' Marner back with Stone. But then Eichel's out, so that's made an issue because he's missed the last couple games.
Eichel.
Right? Eichel's missed the last couple games. But what do they do? But they still have that one line with, what's that guy on Barbashev and the guy's name with P? I forgot how to say it.
Yeah, the Russian?
The Russian. They put those 3 guys out together all the time, and they're dynamite. All the time you see that. You see on Colorado. What do you have? The first 2 lines. Nessus is a great hockey player. They put him out there in emergency. They put him out with McKinnon, but what do? They have McKinnon for center and number 2. Why doesn't Toronto give me that?
I would keep it the way they had it last night for a few games and see how that goes.
I agree totally because it's the same lineup at the last 2 games, which tells me Easton Cowan's not going to get on the ice. I think the reason they put him in the press box is because he's young. Okay, you know what? You've been playing okay.
Send a message, yeah.
Yeah, well, we got to get these guys get the other chance. And Berube's old school superstitious. Line him 1-2 games in a row? Guess what we're going to see? But they play tonight, right?
Do they? I think they do.
They play Detroit. It's back-to-back.
Yeah.
They play Detroit tonight. So I think that they're going to have the very same lineup, which they should do. Which, let's get it this way.
Actually, you know what? On a back-to-back, you might sub out a couple players.
Why?
Fresh legs.
This is the NHL, man. They got oxygen. They work out.
You're playing against other professionals. And Detroit played last night, too, so...
So what's the difference? Did Detroit put out the same lineup?
Give your team the leg up.
Well, say what if Detroit might switch 3 guys?
I expect them to.
I wouldn't. I'd go with the same lineup. I don't get that.
No, back-to-back nights, I mean, that is the time to platoon, if you ask me.
Okay, so let's put Matthews in the press box. He's a little tired.
Oh, come on.
O'Reilly's a little tired.
Okay, Mr. Facetious over here.
Let's put him in the press box.
I'm talking about your third line guys you swap out or something.
Oh, Taneff's played 2 games in a row. Maybe he needs a night off.
Okay.
Come on.
You're the one talking about platooning before, but because I suggest you
early in this series, and when that's figure out the guys, make them put the platoon.
But when I suggest doing it on a back-to-back to keep guys fresh, no, that's too much.
No, the platooning has got to a point now where
let's play goalies all 82 games then. Why not?
No. That's a whole.
No, this is the NHL. This is the NHL, Cruz.
Well, they're supposed to be good players.
You're better conditioning, better practice, better girlfriend.
So
goalies can play 82
games in a row. Then play 2 games in a row. We'll see tonight, and I'll be texting you. If I see like 2 or 3 guys, he's like, if I see Jamrock in the lineup tonight, I'm going to start laughing. Yarncroc? If I see him in the lineup tonight, I'm going to laugh. You know what I mean? And look who else is
I'd say he's a little bit unlikely.
Okay, is Benoit going to get a chance to play D tonight? Is that a guy you sent him to get a rest? For who, Myers?
I would think so.
Well, you know what a big difference is, and I seen it the last 2 games, is this. I did not know how valuable Tanev was to this team till the last 2 games.
I could have told you that.
Yeah, but I didn't know. Like, did you notice a difference? You know what the big difference is? Riley goes in now. I mean, he plays with McCabe, but a couple times last night, Riley and...
Myers?
No, Riley and Tanev were playing a little bit more, especially when things got...
Yeah, but it was mainly McCabe with Tanev, though.
Most of the time, but in the period when they scored the late goal, when Riley set up Nyes for that 6th goal, he was on the ice with Tanev. So I guess that they're saying is, okay, you can go, because like McCabe and Tanev are both kind of stay-at-home guys, clean up in front of the net.
Shutdown pair.
Yeah, but I mean sometimes.
But McCabe can move the puck though. He's got some offensive flair.
Oh, I think so too. But I'm thinking what happened is when Riley plays with like a Myers or one of those guys, and he goes forward, or with Benoit, they don't cover up for him enough. So then they get the odd man rushes going the other way. I noticed when there was just in that game, it was only like I noticed all of a sudden because they say shoot.
Because Riley Tanev, that wasn't really that great of a pair last year. It didn't really work out.
No, exactly, and I think they shoot the same way, don't they?
No. Riley's a lefty, Tanev's a righty.
Okay, well, in any event, I just noticed that when Ottawa started creeping back and getting you guys nervous, that they were out there for a few shifts together, specifically on the Nyes goal, which just tells me like Tanev, maybe he's just one of the most underrated defensemen in the league because they look more solid in their back end. And that's not as anything.
I mean, he definitely is one of the better defensive defensemen in the league.
Clears everybody in the net, not where said hit buddy can take a hit. What I really think you guys shouldn't be worried about. I don't think you guys should be worried about your goaltending anymore.
Who said we're worried about goaltending?
That's what I'm saying. When they go, is goaltending going to
be Stolarz
there?
is going to be out indefinitely, but I mean, Wall and Hill to be holding down the fort, I'm fine.
I wouldn't have a problem with that. A couple times that they scored on frickin' Wall last night, he had no chance. Yeah. There was nobody around. You know, like a couple turnovers in the end, which is the number one thing in the league when you're talking about it. And Berube's got them doing this. I'm not calling them Il Paisan delivery boys so much lately. Okay? And they're actually working the dump and chase a little bit more. But what they're doing is they're playing a little bit more coming through the zone skating instead of dump and chasing. Like, I'm not saying they're going back to the Sheldon Keefe way.
Right.
But they've opened it up a bit more. And in opening it up a bit more, what did you see? Nylander chances, Matthews chances, Nyes chances, Robertson's chances, Tavares. Because I think the way that these players play, you can't always make them do something that they're naturally not good at doing. I think that Berube has set Riley back, in my opinion, because you got to play D. So that takes away from some of his natural, Riley can skate, he can shoot, he can headman the puck, and he's got to go. But a lot of times I see him sitting back because he's worried about the neutral zone turnovers and all that kind of shit. Let Riley go. Because suddenly Toronto Maple Leafs, who were one of the best scoring teams in the league, had a little time there where they had trouble scoring. You know what I mean? Like
especially on the power play.
On the power play where it got backed up. But last night, don't you think I thought the best thing about last night's game, and I noticed the Pittsburgh game too, the Leafs came out with pace. Well, I knew they were playing Ottawa. So I guess, but how many games you see the Leafs open with it and the other team forces the pace and not the Leafs? I thought the Leafs forced the pace last night, which is what they got to do.
Yeah, Leafs have been starting slow a lot of games this year.
Do you think that now that I seriously think that Toronto's still going to make the playoffs?
It's going to be a grind.
It's going to be a grind for everybody. But just as we're saying about the standings here, Buffalo wins 8 games in a row, and they got a grab at the wild card. So they were so low, it took them 8 games to come back. But Toronto's on 2 games now. What if they win 5 games in a row? Suddenly they're a wild card.
Well, they got to win those 5 games.
Well, we're going to go see what happens.
There hasn't been enough consistency.
What's that?
There hasn't been enough consistency.
Tell me Detroit, Tampa, Montreal, Florida, Ottawa. Who's been the most consistent team out of those?
Well, Tampa's been pretty consistent.
Lately.
No. Take away like their first 5-6 games, they've been money.
Well, the last time I checked it, they're still only 2 points ahead, and they played the most games.
2 points ahead of who?
They're 2 points. They're 2 points behind. Oh, yeah, they got games in hand. Okay, so they're 2 points behind Detroit. They got Montreal and Florida breathing down their necks.
Tampa's fine.
Oh, gee, you're saying nice things about Tampa? Everybody, you listen to the House That Happens? Mark it. What time is it right now? 12-something on December 28th? Andrew Milani said something nice about the Tampa Bay Lightning.
I didn't really say anything.
Is that a New Year's resolution? I'm going to be more nice.
I said they're fine.
Listen. Alexandra, he's never been mean to me ever. Has he been mean to Tampa Bay? On a regular basis. Bitch slaps him every day.
I won't hide it as a Leafs fan. Tampa Bay and Ottawa are our biggest rivals right now.
What about the Habs?
No, fuck you guys.
Oh, okay. You know what? I hope you got... we haven't played in the playoffs since 2021, right?
Yeah.
I sure hope we get a shot at the playoffs with you guys. That would just be so much fun. One of us is going to be pissed. But that's the way it's going to go. So when you do look at that now, my beloved Habs, are we consistent?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Now we're sitting pretty.
And you guys going to Tampa today?
What's that?
You guys going to Tampa today?
We're going to beat them. That's going to be a hellfire. Is it going to even be on TV?
Somewhere.
Yeah, I know where it's going to be.
On the French channels.
No, they black it out now too. Yeah, so I had to go out and get something to get Habs games on. Oh, you know what? No, I couldn't find the game the other night. It was a Boston game. It took me because it was weird time during the day to find the game. Like even if you got a box, you got to go on because this one doesn't work or this one comes on, and maybe I got to get a better IPTV box. But I think that once they get past the stupidity of some dumb fighting in that Tampa-Montreal game, you watch. There's going to be that.
Well, I won't be able to watch, apparently.
Well, I don't know. What does it say on Sportsnet?
It just says it's on TSN2, which is Habs regional coverage, which we don't get here.
Which we don't get. Okay, we're going to miss out on Ricardo doing color commentary.
Ricardo.
What's his name? I hated him when I used to see him on Overtake and stuff.
Oh, Frankie Corrado? He's at the juniors.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
But you know what? He's one of those guys that's gotten better.
A little bit.
No,
anyways,
we're
we're on the NHL report here.
Okay, we'll get away from that. So what?
I was gonna say for that game last night, what do you think of when Travis Green pulled the goalie? I thought he did it way too early. They were still right in the game. I'm like, what? They're changing goalies now?
Do you know my name? Do you know what I say about pulling the goalies? How many times I text you and I go too early to pull the goalie? I thought it was way too early to pull the goalie.
And I'm not saying pull the goalie at the end of the game. I'm saying like when they change the goalies.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought they did that a little bit too early. I agreed. But then when he pulled the goalie, I thought that was it. I thought he pulled Allmark, right? He yanked Allmark?
Yeah, he yanked him like whatever at the fourth goal.
Yeah,
but it was still like 4-2. They were still in the game.
And two of the goals he had no chance on. One of them was a little bit of a bum goal. But, I mean, everybody that's in a bum goal. I just think that Travis is trying to keep the fire under Allmark's ass. Because if you're supposed to be our number one, you do this, I'm going to sit you on the bench.
That was unfair to him, though.
Oh, I thought it was, too. Not that I care. I don't like Ottawa anyway. I keep screwing up. You lost the game, you get farther behind. Because a game not like I took the Sens as a backwards jinx. But I'm glad that Toronto won because that keeps both of them farther behind the Habs.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. What do you think's going on in the rest of the league? We both picked. We got Colorado, Dallas, and Minnesota as the top three teams in the league. And by the way,
that says it right there.
They're in this same goddamn division. What does that tell you about? Is that is the division that's starting to separate? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota.
Yeah, they're going to be there. And, of course, all the other teams, I just think they're a mismatch. What's going on with the Winnipeg Jets?
Well, they got screwed a little bit last night, but I'm still confident with Hellbutt back, they can right that ship.
They blew the game to Minnesota last night, and Hellbutt let in a bum goal.
They also weren't helped out by the refs, like you said.
Oh, we won't go there. What I'm trying to say is that I think that Winnipeg had such a surge coming out and did everything they did last year. They basically have the same lineup, but something seems to be missing. You know what I mean? I feel for Josh Morrissey. He's the best guy.
Well, Jonathan Taves hasn't exactly lived up to the hype.
No, I think that's a mistake. He's done. His career, great career, first ballot Hall of Famer, but he's past his best before date. Let's look at it that way. I think the other interesting thing is when we go to the Pacific Division, I don't know who's going to win that division.
Edmonton.
You think they're going to chase it down? Now, I thought the reason they lost last night because it was back-to-back with Calgary, Battle of Alberta. Shit happens. They're going to lose that game. But I think McDavid's on a mission.
Oh, of course.
And you know what? Wolf robbed him. Did you see that breakaway when he had that great breakaway and he robbed him? You know what I don't like? What was the defenseman on freaking Calgary? Came right down and cross-checked McDavid into the boards. If that was the NFL, they'd throw a peg for roughing the passer. Like, how do you get away? This is McDavid. You're the best guy in the league, and it was a cheap shot. Nothing was called. He was in the thing, he came around, he turned around, and the guy just came right in and blindside. Now, McDavid's a big boy. He could take it, but that's not the point. Like, you just took a shot at the guy like that. There should have been a penalty right there, but I don't get that. I just think out there, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to say this. Macklin Celebrini's the most fun. He's my second favorite guy to watch after the year after Stafford. He is such a fun player that I'm glad he's on Team Canada.
All right, so Sid passing Lemieux for most points as a Penguin all time.
Beautiful.
Big shout out to Sid.
Not only that, because Lemieux couldn't be there, Did you see the video message?
No.
Oh, it's beautiful. Very, it was great. That's all I got to say. It was amazing.
For hockey picks last week, we tied 5-5, and then last night you beat me 7-4.
I thought I was going to beat you worse. I should have taken the Leafs, but I was just being an idiot. You know
I'm
what I mean?
surprised you didn't.
The other game I got burned on is I took Vegas to beat. I took Vegas to win, and I took the Devils to win, and they both lost in overtime.
So we're almost at 2 hours. We got to do this Team Canada thing quick.
Okay.
So Team Canada, you have your 14 forwards, 8 defensemen, 3 goalies.
Yes, I do. Do you want me to start?
Sure.
Okay. I have Sam Reinhart.
Yeah.
I have Sidney Crosby. I have Nathan McKinnon. I have Macklin Celebrini.
Okay.
I have Connor McDavid.
Yep.
I have Brad Marchand.
Yep.
Because he was on the team and picked already, Braden Point.
Yep.
But if he wasn't on the team from the 6, I would have taken him out and put in Wyatt Johnson.
Okay.
But, okay. I got Nick Suzuki.
Okay.
I got Tom Wilson.
Okay.
I got Hagel.
Okay.
I got Marner. I got Scheifele. I got Stone. And I put Wyatt Johnson. It's my 14th forward. Is that
Okay.
right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. Wyatt Johnson's my 14th forward.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to make it. But do you see him the last 5 games?
Well, he's a good player.
He's a great player. If he's not scoring, he's setting you up. Like, when do those guys get to take the chance? Because, you know, when I was watching some of that, you ever see that show where they were going, like, when they had the orientation camp?
Yeah.
You know what we say? Too much old school. Too much old boys club. Okay? Now, let's get to my defensemen.
Okay.
I got Taves and McCarr.
Yep.
I got Morrissey and Colton, how do you say his last name?
Parayko.
Too bad he's playing on St. Louis. He's such a good hockey player. I got Shea Theodore. I got Thomas Harley.
Okay.
I got Schaefer and Chikrin.
Okay. How about your goalies?
Logan Thompson, Darcy Kemper, and I took Bennington just because I took Bennington.
Okay, so our teams are more similar than different.
Oh, really?
So forwards, I got Reinhart, McDavid, Marner.
Yeah.
Crosby, McKinnon, Stone.
Yeah.
Marchand, Point, Hagel.
Yep.
Cirelli, Wilson, Celebrini,
Okay.
Jarvis, and Bedard.
Bedard ain't playing, bro.
They can name him to the team, though, and then, like, just...
Bedard ain't playing. No.
I think they name him to the team, though. And then if he can't make it, then you just name an injury replacement.
Okay, so that means John Cooper gets to hold Cirelli's hand?
What do you mean?
Cirelli shouldn't be on the team.
I think he should be.
I don't
Look at
think
his
he should be.
numbers.
Did you have Suzuki on your team?
No.
Right there. That's done. You see, Suzuki's both ends of the ice. Suzuki will do better than what Cirelli does.
Except he's smaller.
I don't care.
I do.
Suzuki's big enough to play.
Suzuki's not making the team.
Oh, that's just brutal. Because the old school says, we got to play this way. We're Canada. We need this. We got enough.
He's not good enough. Sorry.
We got enough.
He can lead Canada's B team.
Oh, you get out of here. You know what I mean? Now I'm getting a little bit pissed here. Suzuki's one of the best two-way centers in the NHL. Look at his numbers. Look at his plus minus. Look what he's on the position for, and he's always on the ice in key game at the end of the game. Cirelli's been a bum the last 10 games.
No, come on.
I watched Tampa. Yeah, what did he do again in the Tampa Florida game?
Last night?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He skated around. He skated around a lot. What did he do? He didn't even
probably watching his head because like some dumbass is on Florida looking to chop his head off.
Then he should have went back and knocked their head off first. Nah, I don't want Cirelli on the team.
I do. As a fourth line center, he's perfect.
I'd rather have Suzuki all day long.
That's your problem.
And okay, and I like Wyatt Johnson on the team because he's that hot.
Wyatt Johnson was tough to keep off.
Yes, and I don't know because we're keeping the old school guys. Oh, we got to think like this. We got to listen. I'll tell you what. If Braden Point wasn't named one of the 6 guys already on the team, I'm not sure I'd have him on the team. There's other guys that are playing better.
That's outrageous.
I'm telling you, but I think that he'll probably show up in the playoffs because he's that kind of guy.
Okay.
I'll give him that. And he's a big boy, and he's a great hockey player. But I would have my thing. That's why I'm having Schaefer as my defenseman. Why? I think, what if it's a big
Then
moment?
when Canada wins the gold medal, we'll be laughing about all this.
Agreed. That's what we hope to do. But when you got Schaefer back there, man, he's playing as good as any defenseman in the league.
Hold on, you want to hear my defenseman?
Oh, yeah, let's go.
So I got Taves and McCarr.
Got to.
Theodore and Doughty.
Okay.
Harley and Pareko.
Yeah.
And then fourth pair, I had a lot of trouble. That was the major.
Let's hear this.
I got Travis Sanheim coming back.
Ah! Really?
I think he's been playing really well.
You think Chychrun's playing better?
I got Chychrun on the team too.
Oh, good.
I had to take off Schaefer.
Okay, so I'm taking off.
Just because, like, what he is there to do, we got guys that could do it better on the team, I think.
But he's a big boy and he can hit.
We got guys that can do that better.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think that Travis Sanheim, I've seen him play. He's been okay. But the better defenseman on the team is frickin' Chychrun.
Wait, Sanheim plays for Philly.
I mean, I'm just saying, when I see them play, Chychrun looks better than Sanheim to me.
Well, I mean, I agree.
And so why does Sanheim get there? On reputation, what has he done this year? He's been okay. He hasn't played as well as Schaefer.
I think he's a very underrated defensive defenseman.
Oh, I think he's very good defensively. I'm not gonna.
That's why he's there.
Okay, I give you that. But we got enough guys that can do that anyway. I want a little bit more spunk on my guys that can take the puck out of their own zone. Like, you think Chychrun's going to make it? We're going to find out tomorrow.
I don't know. Well, New Year's Eve, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, New Year's Eve, yeah. How can he not play?
And then my goalies are the same three as yours.
Oh yeah, well,
Thompson,
we can't touch the goaltending situation. We got to get Binning because every other goalie. I'd like to take Wedgwood or one of the Colorado goalies. If we took one of them, I would. Blackwood, yeah. I wouldn't be disappointed if we took any one of those guys. But that's not the point. We're looking for some experience. But my thing is this: when I hear experience, all of these guys on their way up had to play in high leverage situations their whole careers because they were good. When do they get the opportunity to do that?
Well, look at the Stanley Cup. It's usually teams with some experience that win.
Yeah, but with a bunch of guys that rise up there. Like, I love Doughty.
Okay, then we're going to have to mix that with Canada.
Is Doughty making it just because he's Doughty?
Partially.
So, I love Doughty. I don't want, like, to me to talk like this.
He's the guy I want on that team.
I've seen him play lately. He's lost a step.
I think a lot of that, too, is just LA in general, though.
Not part of it's him then. If you're going to play a little bit better, that guy's got to be
they're missing Gavrikov. I think
that's watch when this Olympics going to come. We're all going to see Gavrikov. We're going to see how good that guy is.
Well, no, he's what?
Oh, he's on Russia.
Yeah,
they don't have a team. That's right. Oh, damn, I forgot about all the Russians that won't be in it. That's kind of a sin. You know what I mean? So you know what's going to happen? Those guys are all going to rest, and all those good Russian players, when they come back from the Olympics, they're going to be leading those teams for the charge because they'll be rested and ready to go.
We'll see.
No.
So Tampa Bay is going to be coming back.
What's that?
Tampa Bay.
Oh, God, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Look at all the guys around. Like, you know, that's a serious consideration.
Of course.
I've even heard Elliot Freeman. Doesn't he brought that up on the 32 takes?
I don't think so.
He made it, didn't he? Or maybe it was on one. I seen him on one of the shows where he brought up the thing. He goes, "Hey, whether or not you believe it or not, this could be good for all the Russian players that don't play on the top teams. It could make a difference down the run."
Sure,
but we're gonna have to wait and see.
Anything else for hockey before we move off?
No, we're good.
All right, then we will take this into a little bit of a soccer report. So I reported last week that Milan and Como were supposed to play a Serie A game in Perth. That is now off.
Why?
I guess
the politics of money is what
politics,
I heard.
yes.
The politics of money. I heard that someone's not. One team's getting treated better than the other. Is that a rumor or is that true?
I don't know. I wouldn't doubt it because Milan is Milan. Como is like.
That's what one of the things.
But also having like one of these like domestic league games like played outside the country, that's unprecedented. So I'm sure the Italian government wouldn't have been crazy about that either.
True. But it just got bagged and the thing was sold out in the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Like. Where does the money go now? Milan's gone, fuck you, we don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Napoli top Bologna 2-0 for the Supercoppa Italiana. David Neres with both goals in that one. For my power rankings, I got Real Madrid at number 5. I got Man City at number 4. I got Barcelona at 3. Bayern at 2. And Arsenal still at number 1.
Arsenal! I like that because I always say Bayern Munich, but I like Arsenal. You know, we get Champions League in 10 days, right? No. January.
A little bit later in January. Towards the end of the month.
I'm going to be paying attention. You know what the most fun thing is that now that you maybe watch soccer, when they have the soccer reports and every guy that's giving you the soccer report, I got to figure out what country they're from because their freaking accents are so crazy. But they know their shit.
Sure.
They know their shit. I got to listen a little bit closer.
That's why they're on TV.
They're very, very good. It's just that sometimes, like, what do you say? What did he say? But Arsenal's everybody's kissing Arsenal's ass right now, eh?
Sure.
Because they're a traditional powerhouse anyway, right?
Well, and I mean, they're perfect in Champions League, top of the Premier League.
There you go. That's got a lot to do with it.
So Juventus topped Roma 2-1 on Saturday. Roma had the ball, but they really couldn't get any good shots. Juve playing that classic defense. Haaland scored 2. He leads the league with 19 now. Manchester City topped West Ham 3-0. Aston Villa beat Man U at home for their 7th Premier win league in a row.
Yeah.
10th overall, including Europa League, where they are 5-0-1 and 3rd in the league. So 10 wins in a row now for Aston Villa, which is insane.
Yep. Is this the longest they've done in their history or something, isn't it? It's one of their greatest streaks in their history.
Probably. That's a lot of games.
One of the guys said that.
Now they sit 3rd in Premier League, just 3 points back of Arsenal. Could be a 3-way fight between them two and Man City for the Premier League title.
Educate me. Isn't there a guy that's on Aston Villa that could be stolen in that player transfer shit?
Oh, there always are guys like that.
But I never heard of the guy. But someone said it there because Aston Villa is playing so well, his stock's gone up. I forget which striker it is. And a lot of those guys with all the accents are predicting that he won't be in Aston Villa within 2 years. They said, no.
We'll see.
Money changes everything.
In Serie A, 4 points separate Inter, Milan, Napoli, and Roma, and Juventus for first.
Yep.
So it's a huge 5-way fight there. Fiorentina is dead last with 9 points, and they're like not one of the traditional powerhouses, but they're like Fiorentina. They're like one of the big clubs. Everyone knows who they are, right?
That's like the Leafs falling down, right?
9 points.
Oh,
that's pathetic.
That hurts.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Anything else you want to add for soccer?
I just want you to check it out because you want to know history. But I seen a little thing the other night where Luke Wilson came on, and like I forget, I might know his mom, but he's Italian too, eh?
Yes.
Because he was talking about his no-no and how he grew up watching soccer. He just put out his 5 greatest Italian soccer players of all time. Man, did he get some grief. I would know. I know Paulo Rossi was on the list. And,
sure.
And his number 1 was that goalie, some goalie guy. Oh, I thought was amazing. Is that his name? Big guy. Great goalie.
All goalies are big.
No, but they showed his highlights. This guy did some shit, man. You know what I mean? But any event, if you get a chance, go look at it before the next show and tell me what you think. Because
send me that so I remember.
Okay, but because I don't know fuck all. So when he was saying to mine, I got big grief for this, I went, oh, okay, whatever.
A lot of opinions.
Yes.
We'll move this into the WNBA where the Raptors continue to be up and down, but we had a slate of Christmas games where only the bookend games, the New York, Cleveland, and the Denver, Minnesota, were really the only ones worth watching.
Okay, so first of all, the Raptors need a big guy in the middle to help out, or we're just going to be one of those teams that get in the playoffs, might win a round or not. Scotty Barnes and Brandon Ingram are just amazing. Our defense is solid. Hollis, what's his name, the rookie, he's going to be great in a couple years. Our foundation is great. Let's just go and get a big guy to go with him. But I just want to say this. Here's how the NBA is working, and just look at the standings. So I'm going to be honest. We're not going to talk about the NBA a lot right now. We'll give them more time.
The rookie, are you talking about Murray Boyles?
Yeah, Murray Boyles. He's going to be great. And Sheed's good, too. They're dogs. They're pure dogs, okay? But I'm going to tell you how I watch the NBA. I go, who are the matchups? I got to know who's playing the game. If I see certain teams are playing, I don't bother. Because I know it's going to be a shitty, messy game, and I don't want to watch it. The reason I was saying that last night, I seen 3 blowouts in the last week on the NBA. Like I said, we got to the halfway through the game in the NHL last night. 3 marquee games. And no, not Vancouver and whatchamacallit wasn't so marquee, but San Jose is trying to get in there. Half the game's over, 2-1 games. So you got a half a game where you know this is going to be a battle.
Right.
So I'm always looking for the matchups. But here's the thing. The matchups are junk. And then what really pisses me off is when you got 2 big teams that are playing and they play a junk game. So you go, okay, it's going to be OKC and San Antonio. Now, those have been good games. But look at the other night. Houston was going to play Cleveland. I go, that's a good cross-thing game.
Right.
Houston blew them out of the frickin' water. You know what I mean? And it's Toronto goes to New York. This looks like we're playing well. Let's see when Toronto gets blasted. I'm just telling you, the thing about the NBA, and I said it last year, and it's starting to make me sick, just look at the standings right now in the NBA. The teams are separating themselves so fast that by the time we get to the middle of February, who's going to be watching any of these NBA games? You'll be watching every NHL game because every game's going to matter.
Yeah, but football's going to be gone, so it's going to open things up.
Oh, because you know what's going to end up happening, and this is what drives me crazy about the NBA and how they freaking get away with this bullshit all the time is, just look at the Western Conference for a second.
Yeah.
Look at the top of the Western Conference.
You said the Spurs would be no good, and they're in second place all of a sudden.
Well, I didn't realize that Class A guy and Fox and they can play defense. I didn't think they were going to be as good as they are, but Wembanyama is a freaking unicorn. Like, he's freaking unfreaking believable if you want to go that far. But just look at the standings really quickly in the Western Conference. When they get down to the Final Four, we could be seeing some of the craziest basketball we're ever going to see. So what do we got to do? We got to sit through a whole season. It's just like a movie where we're so bored with the movie. And it has the greatest car chase ever at the end. Oh, what a great movie. It was amazing. Well, the movie was 2 hours. We got 15 minutes where it was amazing. Oh, what a great movie that was. That's the NBA to me.
Yeah, but no one's saying, like, oh, the season was, like, amazing. People will just be like, the finish was amazing.
So, this is my point.
Well, that's the beauty of free will. You don't have to watch the regular season. Just jump on the playoffs.
I'm not jumping. I'm watching every hockey game I can because it's so tight. I want to see what they're going to do. Hockey is like, wow. I can't believe, like, I've always been a hockey guy over a basketball guy my whole life. But I always say if you get a really great basketball game, you're highly entertained. I agree. Any sport, you get the highest level, it's a great game. It's going to get there. I just say there is too many shitty frickin' games in the NBA. Now, there's some shit games in the NHL too.
Not as many, though.
Not near as many. It's just freaking garbage. And now we got some interesting thing going on because we're talking about, because I always said back a couple of shows ago, don't expect OKC to win 70 games. Once the schedule balance out, they win 60, that's a good season.
How crazy is it they have 5 losses? 3 of them are to San Antonio.
Unbelievable. And 2 of the games, in the last 15 minutes, they had control of the game. Because you know what the problem was? OKC is like, you know what's happening is Wembanyama is outplaying Holmgren, and Holmgren was kind of banged up a game.
Yeah.
So it even out towards the end. However, like they got to be thinking, holy shit, what's San Antonio doing to us? But then what does San Antonio do the very next night? They lose to butt fuck nobody. I know it's a letdown game. Like, I mean, that always goes on. But when you think about it, OKC, San Antonio, Denver, and Houston. Lakers, Timberwolves.
Yep.
That's going to be a dogfight. Now, let's talk about one thing very seriously that I don't want to get that anyone wants to know. We're going to talk about the NBA. If we're not talking about Nikola Jokic, this guy is freaking. Did you see his game the other night?
Oh, that guy's amazing. Come on. You know how much I love him.
Oh, well, I'm going to tell you this much. He's already now, like, give him a couple more years. He's a top 10 NBA player of all time. By the time he finishes, he's going to be top 5. Nobody's done in this history of the game, I think it is, except for maybe Wilt Chamberlain. A 50-point triple-double with 15 assists and 15 rebounds. Come on. You know what he's...
Oh, and on Christmas Day.
And on Christmas
Plus
Day.
2 blocks as well.
And 2 blocks. The guy was just unbelievable. He's not very athletic. I don't give a shit. They said he can't jump from the curb to the cab. I don't care.
I mean, when we started the show, you would use some of that against him, too, to be fair.
Okay, but I'm just saying now the guy's... his basketball IQ is freaking ridiculous. He's tough as nails. You can't move him out from under the boards. You can't move the guy. He's just... Wembanyama, he goes, what's this toothpick? Get out of the way. But Wembanyama, get around him. This guy is already past Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in some numbers as a big man. And Kareem already played, 8 or 9 more years than this guy. This guy is unbelievable. In my opinion, if Denver wins a championship, I believe that they will in this way. If you want to be one of the greatest in all time, you win 1 championship. Oh, yeah, that guy was pretty good. You got to win more than 1 to get up on the Pantheon, and I think he's going to do it. And people forget this.
We'll see.
Jamal Murray is one of the best Robins in the league. They play defense. They got a solid bench. They got that Aaron Gordon guy and a couple guys. Denver, I think, and when you really look at it, they got what? 30-something. So they got about 50 games left, right?
Yeah.
Oh, 4 games in the loss column behind OKC. That could change in a month.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I just don't
But really, regular season doesn't matter. It's all about playoffs.
Then why am I watching? Then why am I wasting my time? That drives me crazy. Oh, well, and the other old factor is this. when everyone says, I love watching basketball, I like to come in the last 6 minutes of the game. Drives me nuts. So what, you don't want to figure out how they got there? Oh, no, it's the last 6 minutes, man. It's amazing. See, all the shit went down and then went to overtime. So that's
Well, I mean, that's kind of an indictment on the NBA then.
100%. That's what I'm getting at. It's like when you went to see the Brad Pitt Formula One movie. I heard the last 15 minutes was pretty good, though.
No, not even.
Okay.
I won't even give it that.
Okay, but in any event, you know what I'm getting at? And that drives me crazy because some of the things that's going on in the NBA at times drive me crazy. Now, I'd hate to say this, and I just noticed it in my other book here when I turned it over, which I didn't say. One of my disappointments of the year that I was going to cop for real was John Morant.
Next.
Yeah, that's hard for me to go there. You know what I mean? It's really hard to go there. I just noticed on my thing when the page flipped over, because sometimes when I'm doing something, I keep this book down and I just read it over and oh yeah, I forgot. Well, we don't have to mention it. In any event, I'm just going to say this. Toronto Raptors can hang in there. I really think in the East, it's going to be New York and Detroit when it gets down to it. Cade Cunningham, just watch that guy play. You're going to watch basketball, like you watch guys you really want to play. This guy, right now, he's one of the 10 best players in the NBA, if not top 5. He's absolutely stunning. He runs the floor. He's got a bunch of kids like Stewart and Druin. Detroit's drafted very well.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's going to get there, so that should be pretty damn good. But that's enough most basketball, because if the regular season is that freaking shitty, why am I going to take that much time to talk about these motherfuckers?
So in that case,
give us a better game.
We'll move it on then to the PWHL, where Toronto beat the New York Sirens 4-3 in New Jersey on Sunday. Jesse Compher had 2 goals and an assist in that one, scored the opening goal and the empty net winner. They lost 4-3 in overtime versus the Ottawa Charge on Tuesday. Despite a losing record, Toronto came into the weekend sitting in 3rd because of regulation wins and OT losses.
Yep.
And then they took care of business last night in Montreal, getting a 2-1 win in overtime.
Yep.
So it propels them a little bit up. And they also play versus Minnesota on Tuesday.
I just want to thank TSN for giving us enough coverage on this.
Yes. Girls
are getting good coverage. I like that. You know what I mean? They deserve it. And you know what? The quality of games are good.
And best luck to Toronto.
Yes, but the quality of games have been good. Yeah. Like when you watch it, I like the pace of the games.
And the 2 new teams haven't heard it.
No, not at all. Like I said, there's enough players around that you can go that far. So the pace of the game has been very good as far as I'm concerned.
I think they said they want to slowly expand to 12 and then hold it there for a little bit.
I think that 12 would be and see where it's going to go. See if they have enough quality of players. You know what I mean? Like, just think about this. Seattle and Vegas are getting teams next year in the NBA.
Yes.
Where are they going to find? A bunch of bums to play for them?
The regular NBA?
What?
The men's?
It looks like they're going to be Vegas and Seattle.
Next year?
No, not next year. Next year they're going to...
Oh, they're going to announce
make a decision.
I mean, we all knew those were going to be the 2 teams.
So why is it a big surprise? First of all, Seattle got robbed. Yeah. And that's one of the best freaking... Since growing up when I was a kid, Seattle was always one of the best fan bases for NBA.
Any sport, I'd say.
Oh, yeah. Huge sports town, but to lose your team like that? Oh, come on.
Yeah, it sucks. Bullshit.
Enough NBA.
Yeah, well, that was PWHL, really, segment. We'll move this to a little bit of MLB talk. So nothing really about the Jays, but Wilson Contreras traded to the Red Sox, and the A's signed Soderstrom to a 7-year, $86 million extension after 1 full season.
Well, that kid just took the money.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, but what about in 3? Does he have an opt-out?
Didn't look like it.
So the kid's what, 23?
Yeah.
It's like one of the deals.
Well, he can re-up when he's 30 then, hopefully.
Well, good. But that's what they're thinking. It's like the guy that they signed in Milwaukee. How do you say his name? Cheerio?
Yeah, or like Acuna got a deal like that. Tatis got a deal like that.
Yeah. Smart on their part, especially when the shit's coming. Do you feel sorry for the New York Mets?
Do I feel sorry for the New York Mets? No.
Thank you. Correcting. I hear a lot of shit about them. I hear a lot of stuff about Soto. What is their inner turn? I heard that.
I feel a little bit sorry for their fans in a way.
Oh, the fan base. Yeah. But outside of that, no.
Yeah, exactly. No. Anything else for baseball?
No, we're good.
All right, then we'll move it on to our closing. So we have
one thing before we go. We don't talk about college football very much.
No.
Everybody, please turn on your TVs on New Year's Day.
And New Year's Eve.
Okay, so what I want to do here, because I was talking to a lot of people about it, I'm going to make 4 quick picks, okay? I think that Alabama's going to upset Indiana.
In the Rose Bowl, okay.
I think that Ole Miss is going to upset Georgia.
In the Sugar Bowl, okay.
I think Texas Tech's going to beat Oregon.
And that's in the Orange Bowl. Those are all the New Year's Day ones. And then New Year's Eve.
I think that I hate these bastards. I hate them. But Miami played a tough game, and I think Miami's going to be exciting to score. I think Ohio State beats them by 10. Just put it out there.
Spread's at 9.5 for that one.
But yeah, so I think I'm going to beat them by 10. I might beat them by 20. Ohio State could be a crush, but I do agree with this. I don't know how college football is going to do it, but all these teams, they had to have a bye, and last year, two of the bye teams lost because they said they sat too long. We'll find out about that this year, but there's one thing that you really got to understand, like the college football atmosphere is insane. Someone says, how do you get away from these big bowls? You're not going to get away from the Cotton Bowl, Sugar Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, too much money involved in them. But isn't it a sin that you play in the first round, you get a home playoff game? But if you're one of the top seeds, you don't get a home college
I'd
game.
rather get the bye.
Some people, that's good, bad, and ugly. But you know what I'm saying? It's kind of a drag, like Ole Miss doesn't get they were there, they had a home game. But some of these teams that had a chance, they're never going to get the home game for the playoffs.
Right.
How do you change that?
Well, they're going to add in more teams.
So no.
That's how they're going to do it. That is going to happen, though.
No.
That's going to happen. That is happening, though.
And Stephen A. Smith, fuck you. He wants to go to like 16, whatever. He wants to go. And you know
Isn't
what?
that the way it's going?
No, because Nick Saban said it best. The AAA team that wins the championship does not get a chance to play in the MLB playoffs. So that's what they're going to do in college. You're going to put teams in there just because. No, cut it back to 8. If I had my way, I'd be these 8 teams right now. And these probably are the best 8 teams in the country.
Well, the problem is no one's ever looking for less games.
Blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's enough.
Okay. Glad you got that off your chest. Trivia time.
Ooh. Steven, you've had some good trivia questions this year, by the way.
Okay. Oh, I actually know this question. What is the only NFL team to have a left-facing logo?
Whoa.
I know this.
Okay, that means it's got to go this way, right?
It's facing left, so it's facing this way. Most teams have
Tampa
their logo.
Bay.
No.
Okay, let me go around the league really quickly. Is it a new team?
Newish.
Seattle?
No.
Oh, let me go around the league. Really, give me 30 seconds here. It's going left. So it's nobody in the NFC North. There's nobody in the NFC West. I'm going to eliminate them. I'm going to say nobody in the NFC East. I'm going to say nobody in the AFC East.
Actually, it's not. I actually had it wrong. It is not. It's not a new team at all.
It's an old team?
Yeah.
It's got to be the Browns.
Technically, they don't even have a logo.
Oh, that's true, too. That's true, too. It is an older team, but that's what I'm saying. Those divisions I said, none of those teams are, right? None of those divisions have the team. None of those. So we got to get New Orleans. No, because
theirs is just
straight
like,
up. Let me think. So that means we got to go to the NFC, AFC. No, the Texans? Okay, I give.
It's the Philadelphia Eagles.
What?
I thought it was the Ravens, but it's the Eagles.
Because I seen it that way too. I thought it might have been the Seahawks. Then I thought about it and goes, no, the Eagles is actually the other way.
Yeah, the way I'm thinking about it, yeah, it does face left.
Wow.
A good question, Steven. That threw us both
Very,
off.
very good questions. Keep throwing them our way. We love that. You know what I'm saying? We love that very much.
So it comes to that time of the show where we ask each other, what is the event we're looking forward to the most this week? For me, it's World Juniors.
I'll go with that too. I'm really going to say the World Juniors, but I'm also looking forward to tell you the truth, New Year's Day college games, because I think they're going to be good.
Bowl games.
Bowl games. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to the Ole Miss Georgia game, only because they got rid of the coach, which I was going to bring up as one of the smucks of the year, and now that they've won, and now they got to see what they're going to do there. That's going to be interesting. But Alabama, who I don't like.
Roll Tide.
Something about them smells in Indiana. Are they ready for prime time?
We'll see.
Okay.
Indiana, the number 1.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Anything else we'd like to bring to the table?
I just want to wish you and your family a very happy, very safe New Year's. Thank you for inviting me into your home all year to record this show.
And we ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, we're gonna have some new stuff up soon.
Yes.
Hopefully, we're gonna be back in Shoey's in a short time.
I heard it's in February. No, actually, we got a few things going that I kind of put off because I said, let's come in with a New Year's Eve bang. I'm going to talk to my producer, Milani, to see if this stuff is effective because he could veto me. And you should. And when he vetoes me, Alexander, that doesn't mean he's being mean to me.
Okay.
Let's get to that. He's not being mean to me. He's very practical. And we would be remiss if I didn't say Happy New Year's to the whole Milani family and a big shout out to Radica. And we got to say that for the year, we would be nothing if we didn't shout out to our mascot. It's good to see our mascot. He's been really good the last couple of shows. Look at that face on him. Stanley, you've been great. You know what I mean? Anything else we'd like to bring to the table?
That's just about it.
Just before I like to go, I'd like to say to everybody, peace, prosperity, and positivity in the year 2026. And don't get caught up in anything else but that.
Sounds good to me.
I knew you'd like it. Anyways, what you saying?
My name's Andrew Milani.
Hi, my name is Cruz.
What do? We keep the vibe alive. Do you have a question that's just burning you up inside? Send it to thehousethathappens@gmail.com and we'll answer it on the air. We release new episodes weekly on Spotify, Podbean, YouTube, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Podchaser, and Boomplay. You can follow us and see clips of our show on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.